Hello there, world of tankers. Welcome to the channel. I'm your host, Droodles Blitz, and in today's video, I'll be playing in the Tier 10 Tech Tree Soviet Medium, the Object 140. This is a really interesting tank, because it's one that I haven't really played all too much in the past couple of years. I don't know, it's just a tank that's never really been that exciting to me, but honestly, after looking at the statistics, it does genuinely seem pretty capable. 3,500 DPM, great mobility, and a gun with incredible levels of accuracy. So there are some really good strengths to driving the 140. The downside is that you don't have much armor. Your upper and turret are very weak. The sides are troll though, I will say. You can't really see it here, but basically the sides are angled, and you might be able to see it at like this angle here, but basically the sides are concaved, I think is the correct word. So when you're aiming in on this tank, it can genuinely be very challenging to reliably cut through the armor. We have the enemy Sheridan, which drives over the ridge, and we get a nice shell into them, and they are going to not drive over the ridge more. Okay. We have the enemy T-22. Our Sheridan is throwing their game away. That's really as simple as it gets. Not really sure why, but they are. We have the enemy 907, which I do get a nice shell into for 340. And we do have our team coming over here, so that's also pretty good. Now today we are going to be 3-marking this tank. How well that's going to go, there's only one way to find out. But yeah, I think we'll have a pretty enjoyable experience. Let's see, is the Sheridan gonna... I had a shot on him, but I didn't take it. Alright, well, let's push the 907. The crazy part about this tank, as I mentioned, is the mobility. This tank is ridiculously fast, and it allows you to make some very aggressive plays. Nice high explosive into the rear of the 907, taking that player out of the game. And at this point, they are already down their entire medium flank. I genuinely don't like this map because of the way medium flank is designed, but if you know what you're doing, you can definitely have a pretty good game. There's one, there's two into the lower plate of the IS-7. Let's go for a third here, and actually, let's go for the track wheel. There you go. It's another easy shot. We still really haven't been detected here, and gonna go for that corner again. Went right through the track, and at this point, we aim in one more shell. Dang, not able to get the clear, but still already a pretty good start, upwards of 2,800 damage. We have the grill, get a nice shell into the grill, locking him down. And we reload again. 3, 2, 1. This is why having a really fast reload is great. As I said, you can permanently track players. We got a lot of assistance for that in this game. So we have the enemy in the 26A version 4. We're going to get to his side, and we'll just chill on his rear now. This V4 is completely ruined at this point. There you go, another easy shell. And we are doing pretty dang good, I gotta say. Let's go for one more shell into the V4. My teammate clears that player right out of the game. Get a nice snap into the T-22. We're going to reload again. He's out of the game. And all that leaves us with is the enemy Concept 1B. So let's push that Concept, and boom. Ah, dang. Hoping we could get the shell. However, it still looks like we will be able to get the clearing shot. Well, pretty good. 5,342 damage, giving us 2 kills, and a pretty good start to our marking session in the Object 140. Now today we are doing this mark from basically 0%. So this video, it's going to be a long one, but I thought about it and I was like, you know what, yeah, let's do a video marking the 140 and see how it goes. So yeah, pretty good first game, as I mentioned. This tank is incredibly durable when it comes to the gun. Like, the accuracy and the DPM are really dangerous, and to be honest, I don't think most people are really that scared of a 140. So when you're able to start ripping out damage, it does surprise them. Like, personally, I honestly didn't think that this tank was going to be as good as it was. I haven't played it, as I said, in forever, and I looked at the stats, and I was like, wait, this thing actually has 3,500 DPM, which means it has one of the highest DPM values in Tier 10. While we're in queue, I'm going to actually look on Blitzkit and see what the DPM of the Object 140 is. Let's see, 140. So the Object 140 has the second highest DPM in Tier 10 for a medium, 3,734 or 3,457 if you're running Cali. But yeah, second highest DPM. And unlike the Leopard, this tank actually has some armor. So not too bad. If you win, already doing it. Alrighty, well, let's speed and see what we can do. I'm going to head into base A, and hopefully we'll be able to spot some tanklers. Let's see. Take a quick blind shot. Not able to reset it. And we did not get spotted. Okay. Interesting. We have the enemy object 260. We have the Stridsvon. No, okay, not much going on so far. This is one of those games where we might not be able to do too much in the beginning. However, we do have that 183, and our T-22 gets a shell into them. I get a shell into them, and I don't think that 183 is enjoying our life. Oof, and there goes the 183. I don't know if we're going to be able to deal that much damage in this game. Shell looked like it flew pretty on point to me. It's kind of sad that it didn't actually pen, but oh well. We'll chill over here. The downside of having such a fast reload is that when you poke enemies, they can know where you are, even... Okay. Not going great so far. Not going great. Our T-22's heading over here. Let's reload again. There is the Kampfpanzer, and there is the WZ. Huh. I don't really know what to do right now. It's just one of these games where, as I mentioned, the enemy team isn't really going anywhere that helps me. There's one shell into the enemy Super Conch, and we're going to position over here where we can get a second shell into the Super Conch, put on my adrenaline, and there is a third shell into the Super Conch. That bleeds out that player a pretty heavy amount. Got one shell into the rear of the minnow, and we can aim it again. 3, 2, 1. There's 2 shells into the rear of the minnow. Reloading again. 3, 2, 1. 3 shells into the rear of the minnow. And reloading one final time. Boom. That's pretty good right there. That is pretty good levels of damage. I'm just going to say RIP, and I'm going to farm. Well, I was going to farm him, but he died either way. We did okay. I mean, 2,956 damage is not bad, but this was a complete steamroll. So when you get games like this, it's not really easy to do that much damage, as you can imagine. But it also doesn't matter. Your first couple games when you're marking a tank are completely meaningless, because your percentage barely goes up. I mean, that game we played, it went up 0.1. And the previous game we played, it went up like 0.2. So, point being, when you're marking tanks in the beginning of your session, it really doesn't make a difference. The first, I would say, 15 to 20 battles are completely irrelevant. Once you start getting past that 20 battle mark, that's when your mark starts to substantially increase. It's kind of like a bell curve. So it starts slow and it goes like this, and then it goes back down. So basically, your first games are going to be completely useless. The 20 to 30 game mark is where you're going to be going up a lot. And then once you pass like the 35 mark, you're going to start slowing down. Once you get towards 50 games played, you're basically going to have to outperform the first battles you played. So, for example, if it takes me over 50 games to 3-mark the 140, because I did 5,000 damage in the first game I played today, it means that when I hit the 51 battle mark, or the 52, because I already had one played before that, basically it's going to lower my mark, actually. So even if I dealt 4K, if I didn't get as much XP as I did on that 5,000 damage game, my mark would actually still go down by whatever it is. So it's why you want to try and get your 3-mark done before 50 battles, because once you've done 50 games, it could take you a while to get that mark done. If you have a really good session of battles on the beginning of your mark, it could be really painful when you're finishing the mark, and oops, we passed the 50 game mark, and now I have to get literally 4K, 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 5K if I want to be able to get the 3-mark done. So that's something to keep in mind. Either way, we are going to head towards the bush right there. It's a good early game spot to detect enemy players if they're making over-aggressions or anything else. So let's head over here and head into the bush. Hello. Hello, there is the enemy there. We get a shell into the Stridsvon. Unfortunately, we do get hit in return, which isn't ideal. Try to hit the enemy concept, also not amazing. We have the BZ-176 in the back, and I'm going to go for that BZ. There's 340. It's pushing to cover so that the concept is not able to hit me. And let's see. I don't think the BZ's looking at me. That was really, really garbage RNG right there. Try again. There you go. Nice 360, pretty good stuff. We can see that the T-22 on the other flank of the map is full sending. Now, if you're wondering why I did not go to the medium side, it's not because I was screwing over my medium. It's because they have 2 tier 10 mediums that are both 60-plus percenters. I'm smart enough to know that if I were to go to the medium flank, it would not end well for me. It just wouldn't have. And we can still see that we might be in a troublesome situation here. Do get a nice shell into the Chevalier, but we also have this player in the MBTB, which could be a pretty big threat, so I'm not entirely sure what I want to do in this current situation. There's one, there's 2 shots into the MBTB, and they're driving away. There's a 3rd shell into the MBTB, locking them down. And let's see if we can track them again. No, but we do get another pretty hefty shell bleeding them out a substantial chunk. I mean, I don't think that MBTB enjoyed that very much. Let's be real, guys. The M47 is out of the game, and we definitely made the right play. As I said, there are some games I play in my mediums when I will go to the heavy flank. And as I've mentioned in the past, some people might say, okay, I hate concepts, dude. People say the concept doesn't have side armor. I say, what are you talking about? The concept has way more armor than it deserves. Like, it really does. But yeah, I'm fully justified in why I went this way. As I mentioned, I knew it was going to be a loss for me if I had decided to... Okay. I hate concepts. I really do. Let's go for... Nope, never mind. Can't pen him. Because it's a concept, and for some reason, the Concept 1B gets ridiculous armor everywhere. But that is fine, because he is still out of the game, and I don't need to deal with him anymore. We have the Minnow, which I'm going to get 1 shell into there, and now I'm going to full speed push the Minnow, and we're going to see if I can get some damage into his rear. There's 310, and 1 more shot. He's out of the game. Nice, and that just leaves us with the enemy T-22 and the MBTB. As I said, I think we made the right play here. I was able to get a lot of damage, I was able to support my flank, and the only person who died was the mouse tank. And I genuinely believe if I had gone over to that flank of the map, it would not have gone well for me. So I think we made the right play overall. I've told you guys this in the past. I'm not against driving your medium to the heavy flank if you have to. If you're in a situation where you see that you're on a disadvantage in the medium flank, why would you purposefully play worse and put yourself in a scenario where you're going to be screwed? But at the same time, I'm never going to put myself in a situation where, you know, I'm going to lose whatever the flank is. So T-22 gets shot. At this point, their game is basically over. I'm just going to send the T-22. They're going to reverse. I don't really care. Oh, we do bounce them. However, I don't really think it matters because I still out-reload them with 310 damage and more DPM. So really doesn't make much of a difference. There you go. 2 kills, 4,550 damage. That probably ranked us top in the team, so I can't get that mad. Let's see. We went up, ooh, 0.21%. Ooh. Oh, man, that sucks. Okay, well, either way, pretty good game nonetheless, so I can't get that mad. We are 3 games in, and 4,283 average damage so far, so that's pretty good. I can only see my session stats. Actually, you know what? I might be able to see my session stats if I put them up here. Let me see. If I go to embed... If I click this, generate URL... No, it's too much effort. Either way, let's keep going. Up against that same player in the T-22. They're probably sick and tired of fighting me. But we are going to probably push into the base in front of us here, and we'll see how... Ah, see that? There you go. Our Rheinmetall has decided to see. Now, this game I was going to go to the medium flank, because it's the smart play. They have 2 mediums, but we have 2 mediums technically as well, being a Rheinmetall. But our player in the Rheinmetall has decided that they want to become a heavy tank, and they're now going to drive their light tank to the far A corner. This is what I disagree with, because you're forcing me in my medium to now have to go over here, and look at that. Look at that garbage. So, basically the Rheinmetall has potentially cooked themselves. Your fault, buddy. Nobody told you to go there. That was your decision. And now you're going to have to deal with the consequences of driving your light tank to that spot. I'm gone. I knew that was going to happen because I looked at their lineup, and I had a bad feeling about it. That was your choice. This is why you flank in your light tanks. This is why you flank in your mediums. If you want to drive a, you know, a heavy tank and do that, that's fine. But you're not in a heavy tank. You're in a medium, and your game's over now. So, oh well. Try to hit the cron. I genuinely am not going to be able to, though. Let's see, T-22 gets absolutely violated for that, and there you go. That T-22 made way too much of an overaggression and threw their game away for that. Should not have made that play, but Once again, these players are acting like they're in heavies when they're not. They're in medium tanks. And this is why you have to be smart about the games you play. We are going to try and take out that Progetto. I think I have the DPM and the capabilities to do so. And we'll see how it goes. I'm going to push over here. That Progetto was last spotted in this position. However, we just saw the 183 shoot, so I'm actually just going to put on my adrenaline and get one. Uh-oh. Okay, game, my bad. Unfortunately, our teammate in the BZ is going to get in my way, but there you go. Another nice shot into the 183, and boom. They are out of the game. That is a pretty good situation, to be honest. We got the Progetto over here, and I think the... Well, you know, we got the Kron as well. I'm going to go for a shot into the Kron lower plate, and we reload faster than everybody else, so might as well take the Kron out of the game. Let's head over towards the concept and see if we can farm out this concept potentially. Keep on going. I just watched him shoot, so he's either on reload or he only has one shell, and it looks like he's on reload. And he made a really bad play deciding to back up. He should have stayed aggressive because he died for it. Alright, well, let's head into the enemy spawn. That 183, that Progetto nuked themselves to the 183 for, like, no reason there. Alright, well, since we're the only mobile tank, we should be able to get at least a little bit more damage out, but when this player's driving directly into the BZ and throwing their game away... Okay, that was a bad shot for me, I'll take that. It doesn't really matter anyway. We'll just reload, and goodbye. We did fine, 2,873, but we got 5 kills. And kills are important because that is a lot of XP. So even though I didn't do that much damage, I can assure you that our mark is still going to go up. Indeed it did. We got 290 mark XP, which is over the 250 threshold that we needed to meet. And again, it doesn't really matter how much damage we deal in these first games. What matters is that we just keep going up and we keep getting games played. So, not bad. I'll take it. We did our job and supported our team. Notice my Rheinmetall. In fact, we can go back and watch. Go look at the Rheinmetall. Our Rheinmetall did 600 damage, which was worst on the team, judging that our Błyskawica was literally AFK. And the T-22 on the enemy team, a very skilled 68%er, getting the top 8 profile background, also over-aggressed. I keep saying it. I'm going to keep telling you guys over and over on the channel. Your role in a medium is to go to the medium flank. It is not to be a heavy. I knew the moment I saw that concept and the moment I saw everything else in that crossing that going for the crossing was going to be a disaster. So I backed out of there. I'm not throwing my game away for that. Rheinmetall did, and that was their decision. They wanted to make that move. I can tell you guys that it's not going to benefit you making those plays. You're going to do a lot better if you do what I did and try to focus the tank destroyers and the medium, right? I mean, in that game, I basically flanked. I saw that their heavies were all in a corner, and then I just went behind them, farmed out the 183, farmed out the Kron, drove up to the concept, cleared him, and basically did the role of a medium, even though I was kind of forced to go to the heavy flank. So, here we are, and I don't see that T-22 anymore. It's possible they've decided after losing 3 games to me that they don't want to play anymore. It's possible, and I don't blame them, but as I said, it's not your role to drive a medium to the heavy flank, and if you didn't, that game would have been a lot better for you. So we are going to play pretty aggressive in this game. They do have 3 mediums, a 907, a Leopard 1, and a 54, but I feel like I can get away with pushing over here. We have a mouse tank, and there is the enemy 54. Let's aim over here. There's 277. We have the Leopard, and that Leopard is a bigger threat than the 54A1. So we'll get a nice shot into that player once. Let's reload. Let's get a second shell into that player. That's pretty good. That bled out them at least a decent amount. Now we're just going to back up. One of the nice things about being in the 140 is that you are super duper low down, making this tank incredibly easy to hide. So we're going to back up over here, and we're going to aim it on that 54. Dang, I was really hoping we could get that kill. Spawn camping 2 and 5B. That's not going to go well for you, I gotta say. It's not your role. Oh, okay. Come on, game. What are we doing to me? Let's try again. Now, one thing I will say that's very nice about the 140 is that it has incredibly good camo values. So it's very easy to use this thing. And, okay. We have refined gun. We have 0.25 dispersion. Just keep that in mind. This is one of the most accurate guns in tier 10, and yet our gun is not really performing all that well. Let's go for a hatching shot into the enemy 907. Didn't even realize that the 907 was after our teammate. There you go, nice shot. And let's see, they do kill my teammate. However, they've basically thrown their game away in the process to do so. We're just going to chill back here and make it a little bit harder for that 907 to hit me. But with that vehicle having more damage per shot and less DPM, I'm going to easily out-reload them, take them right out of the game. As I said, I don't know why that 907 would do that. I also don't know why our mouse tank was focusing that 2 and 5B when the 907 was actively farming them. I didn't realize that they were that low on health, but it's possible that the 2 and 5B had also hit them. Either way, genuinely a very confusing play from that enemy. Alright, well, it's not going amazing for anybody right now. I know that the Leopard's still camping back here. We can see them spotted now, so that's pretty good. Let's head over here and take a quick blind shot where the Leopard was. I don't know if it hit, but it doesn't hurt, right? Not able to hit you. Did the Leopard bail out? No. Problem is they have that XM. The last thing I want to do is make an over-aggression. And they get farmed out by that XM, right? Okay. The XM moved up, so I'm going to move up as well. I think we can get away with it. Alright, let's move in. We have mobility in this tank, and that is key. But notice how we have basically dismantled the medium flank here, and we've only bled a little bit of health, and now we can get behind these vehicles and potentially bleed them out a lot more. That's a non-penning HE, that really sucks, but this time we will pen. There we go, 440 into the rear of the enemy Leopard. We have the mill right over here, which we get a 269 damage shot into. Then we get to the rear of the mill, there's another 388. Chill right here for now. We have the Leopard showing me their side. There's another 290. It's back in the cover, so the mill can't hit me. Get a nice shot for 303. And there you go, a mill misses, which means we can poke him, get the clearing shell. And now we can move up and we can bleed out the XM and the Concept 1B. Let's see, we got the Concept first. That should be a fairly easy clear, as that player only has 250 health. And now we have the XM right in front of us, which can't HE, but I actually feature just about as much DPM as the XM, so it really doesn't matter, even if they try to bleed me out. And they're firing gold, which isn't going to help them much. There you go, another nice shot. 302, and let's just, you know, maneuver over here, hit them in the engine deck, and keep on reversing, and there you go. XM is out of the game, 6,574 damage, 4 kills. That is a very nice game. It's unfortunate, it's one of the first games we've played, because it means our mark is barely going to go up. Yeah, only 1.72%. We got 518 mark XP in that game, which is pretty impressive, I have to say. But notice how we went to medium flank and we were able to benefit off of that, right? I mean, as I tell you guys all the time, driving your medium to the medium flank is going to be the best role, right? You have more opportunities there. And once you're able to clear the enemy mobility, it's literally free range. Those heavies can't do anything to me when I'm behind them, especially when I have teammates in front. What was that XM supposed to do when I have more DPM? And I also feature better mobility. And I had more health, so his game was cooked. The entire enemy team was cooked the moment that I was able to take that Leopard out. I bled the Leopard a bit, I killed the 907, and I also helped kill the 54E1. I will always focus mobile targets over immobile targets. And the reason why is because, here's the thing. Let's pretend I drive my medium to the heavy flank, right? And I farm out a Kron and maybe an E100, right? I'm at 5,000 damage now because I farmed those players. But my team still got bled out because I'm not taking shots for them. I'm only poking when they're not looking. And not only that, but my team is getting farmed on the rear by the mediums that have flanked, the light tanks that have flanked. So you think about it, you put it into perspective, right? It's very likely that once you've done that, if your heavies are dead because they got farmed out by the enemy mediums, especially your tank destroyers, which are the vehicles you most rely on, now you have to fight those two mediums. And those are the only tanks that are able to catch you and out DPM you. Heavies, you can just run away, right? Especially in Supremacy. If it's me versus an E100, I can outspot it, I can outmaneuver it, I can out DPM it. If it misses, I can push and farm. That's the thing. You can't do that if you're in a medium against another medium. So we are going to cap this base. That is going to be the right play. There you go. Nice. And we're going to get shot by the grill for 611. How fun. I love grills. Most enjoyable tank to fight in tier 10. Okay. I don't really like this. We are in a very, very bad spot. I screwed up. I screwed up big time. That grill is ruining my game, and I shouldn't have put myself in that spot there, and I did. And I allowed that grill to basically ruin my battle because of that. It's on my fault. Okay, there's the enemy leopard. Got one shell into them. And now we have the leopard after us. But thankfully, we also have the 1-2-1, so it's not like we are without team support. Problem is I can't really back up. I think I can now. I should be unspotted. And that's going to be the right play to make, is to slowly back. Ooh, we have the AMX over there. Can we get some damage into that AMX? Are they just going to sit there? Can we make a play? Thank you. There you go. 289. I guess that's not horrible. And we have the mill, which we get another 328 into. My 1-2-1 is being a pretty big help right now. I will say that. There's the Badger. Okay. But because the grill has decided to cover the medium flank, they're not doing anything on the heavy flank, which means that they're screwed because we're just able to chill here. What's their team going to do? Is that AMX going to make a play? Is he just going to sit there? Well, he's tracked right now, so he's not going to be making much of any play. There's the grill that's been hitting me, and they snap the shot and miss. That's 100% on them. There you go. However, Progetto insta-hits me. This tank does not have much armor. Its armor's not, like, bad, but it's definitely nothing great either. And because of that, you have to be really careful when you're using this tank on where you position it. But they are dealing damage into the Progetto. We bled them out quite a bit so far. We're going to back up, and there you go, another 340. And we need to reload again. Perfect. Wow, we brought this game back a lot. We really did. All that health I bled was literally just from the enemy grill, but I was able to end up dealing over 3,300 damage, and got another shell into the grill for 287. If we reload one more time, dang, it bounced. Oh well. Can't really get that mad. That's still 3,669 damage, and apparently the Badger is still alive, but not with much health. But again, we did our role, and I have to give the 1-2-1 credit. They did help. They spotted up the medium flank, and they were mainly the only reason that our medium flank didn't fall. I played poorly there. I was hoping that I could get some farm into the Progetto, and didn't realize the grill was so far in the back corner. And the grill wasn't even necessarily good. They're literally 48% win rate. They had no camo. Probably weren't even running Spall. Not that I tested it. They didn't fix the fire that we hit them with. The point I'm trying to make is that the grill itself wasn't necessarily a great player. But because they put themselves in such a weird spot, I was able to get bled a second time. I thought they were sitting kind of across the ruins, and they were more towards their spawn. So because of that, they were able to bleed me out the second time. They must have moved up a bit. But either way, pretty good stuff, right? We've played 6 games so far, because I've won in the IS-7, and we're doing pretty good in the 140. 4,300 average damage, 100% win rate, 6,000 WNA, which is pretty wild. I need something to drink, but I don't have much. I mean, I don't even have my cup here. No, I literally have nothing. Apart from... I'm going to do it. I'm going to regret this. My friend Wallet likes this drink. I absolutely hate it, but it's the only thing I have. It is Dr. Pepper, strawberries, and cream. It sounded good to me, but it doesn't taste good. It tastes like if you were to think of Pepto-Bismol turned into soda. That's what it tastes like. But right now, I'm very thirsty, and ugh, it tastes about what I remembered it tasted like last time. Wallet, I don't know how you enjoy that. It's genuinely horrible. I do not know how you can possibly enjoy drinking that. Oh my god. Alright, well, let's see what we can do here. They have a Caro and a Vickers Light. We can see the Vickers over there. Minnow is crossing. We're just going to keep chilling here for now. So far, it's just 2 tanks, but the last thing I want to do is make an over-aggression, right? There you go. We can see the Yag. We can see a lot more now. And there's the enemy Minnow. And let's go for the side. Thought about shooting them in the turret. I had a slightly earlier angular, but that wasn't a guaranteed pen. Fortunately, our shots are not necessarily going where I want them to right now. We have the Vickers Light on the rear. I'm going to move over this way, and Not able to hit you. Oh, I'm spotted. Okay, well, we'll just chill here for now. I'm going to keep capping this base. I think that's the smart play to make. That'll give me some XP, and obviously support my team in the process. There you go, nice 330 into you. And there you go, another shot. Pretty good stuff. The enemy Yag in the open. And okay, guess I can't pen the Yag. Weird. No thanks. No thanks. We have the Minnow over here, and we have the Karo right in front. I'm going to try and help fight the Karo. So let's see if we can do that. Let's head over this way. There you go, nice 218. We have the 4005 in the open. Get a nice shell into the 4005 once. They bounce me. This tank doesn't have good armor, but it has troll armor. I think that's the best way to describe it. And troll armor means that you can get bounces. It's not like, you know, a leopard where you're not really going to get many bounces. You can... I over-aggressed. And the BZ's over here as well. But we do get a tracking shell into the BZ at least. That was a bad play on my part. I got stuck on the rock and I couldn't back up. And that really put me in an awkward position. That Yag just shot, which means we can aim in on their hatch, I guess. There's literally nothing else I can hit at this angle. But there you go, there's one shell, there's two shells. The Yag has a damaged loader, which means we're probably able to get a third shell into them. There you go. Now they fixed it, so I need to back up. Don't want to be hit. The Yag just shot, which means we are able to not hit them. Okay. Well, that's fine. We've already bled them out quite a bit. And at this point, what I'm going to do is I'm going to head this way with my Speed, and that Yag is not going to be able to catch me. So, get to his side and take him out of the game. That's pretty good. The enemy BZ-75 in front of us. There you go, 317. That's pretty good. We have the 4005 over here as well. And doesn't look like the 4005 wants to poke. We do have our teammates. That's pretty good. The Leopard is still alive, so that's also quite important, I have to say. We are going to flex with our Leopard this route over here. Our E3 is pretty healthy, which is quite nice. Question is, will that Kron poke? That is the question. Will they poke? No, they won't. Okay. Let's head over here. We have the BZ-75 right in front. They have a damaged ammo rack. There's one shell into the BZ. Let's put on my adrenaline so that they can't get another shell out. There we go. They're taken out of the game. And we know that the 4005 is somewhere over here. So let's see if we can find this 4005. Oh, there they are in mid. Okay, interesting. Let's just head over this way. See if we can get a shell into that 4005. There's 320. And because this thing has such a fast reload... I was hoping I could get the shell out first. Either way, we did over 4,000. We assisted, and we did our job. So bad. Alright, we're starting to go up a bit on the mark. This game, we got 2.7% up. So we're now sitting at 7.03 on the mark, which is pretty good. I wish we weren't doing as well as we were, because it means that if it does take us over 50 games, it's going to be substantially harder to get this 3 mark done. But I do think that that Void player that was playing the T22 changed to either Encounter. Right now I'm playing Supremacy only, as you guys can see. Sometimes I play Encounter only. It really depends on what players are in the matchmaker. Right now it's quite early. It's 3:40 in the morning because my sleep schedule's cooked. So I figured, you know what? If I'm going to be up this late, might as well record a video. And we're going to do it in the 140. So with 7%, and we've already been recording 30 minutes, you can see what I mean by, like, it is such a slow progress bar at the beginning of your grind. Once you start getting good games, and once you start getting that percentage to go up a big chunk, I mean, that 6,000 damage game I had, whatever it was, like 6,500, if that game was played on my 20th battle, I probably would have gone up like 15 to 12% on my percent. So it really puts into perspective how quickly you can start raising the mark. I mean, literally 5 games like that, you theoretically could have your 3 mark done. Now, you're not going to get that, but still should, you know, go into perspective how quickly you can finish the 3 mark. It's so bad. It really is so bad. Alright. Here we go. Wishnabda. We have the 113G with no camo. Not the most confidence-inspiring. They have an STB, and that's it in terms of mobility. But I do have teammates that appear to be supporting me. So what we're going to do is we're very quickly going to poke this position. And as you can see, you can spot tanks that are making their way down the road. We've already spotted the 60. We've spotted the STB. We've spotted the XM. That's all very important information for our team. And we hatched the enemy STB on the move. That's got to sting. I got to be honest. That's got to sting. The 140 genuinely has one of the best guns in the game. It's insane in terms of accuracy. And because of that, you can get away with a lot of nasty plays that you just genuinely wouldn't get away with in a lot of other tier 10 mediums. So we get a nice shot into that hatch of the XM. I can tell you he probably didn't like that. And we get another shell right through the gun mantlet. That is already 500 health taken off that player. Let's see, we have the Yag in front and aiming. Boom. Yag just shot, which means I can put on my adrenaline and we can go for another shell into his lower plate. That is another 330. Not able to get one more, but... Oh, we have... Oh, really? That XM hit me from that angle? That's kind of crazy. We're going to back up before the Yag has the angle on me. I don't necessarily love this. We have the KPZ, which we got one shell into the lower plate of. He misses, which means I can aim it again. And there you go. Another easy shot. We do have the grill. I don't really want to be hit by that, but let's see if that grill pokes. There you go. Nice 315. Misses the shot. I mean, we're doing good. We're up to 2,700 damage, which is quite nice. Let's see, is that grill going to poke again? It looks like they are. Well, 183 is moving up. There you go. Nice shot into the grill again. Pretty good stuff. Chieftain's over here. Yag's in front of us. There's one good shell into the Yag. It's aiming on the Yag again. There's two good shells. I don't really care if the Yag hits me, because right now our team is already winning, and the correct play for me to make is to leave that current area over there and to push over here. And I can easily take this Yag out of the game. I have the health. I have the DPM. I'm just going to load gold and guarantee them. They're out of the game. And just like that, we're already doing pretty good at this point. We have the Chieftain in front. There you go. Nice 312. Chieftain shoots. Because this thing has such a fast reload, we get another shot into the Chieftain. And, again, because it has such a fast reload, we would have been able to get one more into that player. We have the enemy grill, which we get a super easy shot into. Grill shoots. Reload high explosive. 435. And there you go. 5,850. This game, we're going to go up way more on our mark than we have any other battle. Our previous game, I think we went up 2.7%. This game will probably go up a lot more. 2.8. Okay, well, still not that crazy, I guess, but we got 432 mark XP, and we're breaching the 10% now on the mark for the Object 140, which is pretty good. So, pretty solid stuff overall. Well, I got a message. I guess I didn't. Okay, never mind. Either way, that is 8 games, 100% win rate, 4,512 damage. That is pretty insane. You know, this was originally going to be a 3-mark video, but maybe I should just change it into a play-to-lose video, because at this point, we're doing pretty good. My longest play-to-lose session so far, or not really play-to-lose session, but the most games I've won in a row in Tier 10 so far that I can think of recently was in the Cron. I won 13 games in a row, which is still 5 more battles than what we're currently looking at in the Object 140. So I'm still really invested into seeing if we can break that 13-game record. When people say that winning games is dead, I don't understand that, you know? Like, I hear the argument all the time from really skilled players, oh, win rate's meaningless because you can't win games, you know? But I don't really understand how that is necessarily true, because right now I am getting incredibly easy wins. I was going to say something, but I'm not going to. Let's attack? No. No. I'm going to go to mid and farm out the Heavy's Crossing, which not only A, gives my team spotting information, but B, gives me free damage. So, let's just sit right here. There you go. Give the enemy concept. Always going to go for the concept over anything else. There's an enemy VK-72. Nice shot into the track wheel. He gets hit pretty hard, and let's... Okay, bruh. Alright, we're fine, though. We are fine and dandy. Nice. 260 into lower plate of the VK. Reloading again. There's another 327. I don't think that the VK-72 is enjoying this very much, I have to say. I really don't think he's enjoying this. Alright, let's just chill right here. Dang. We actually got spotted. I'm not sure how, but either way. I'm just going to chill here, and let's see. The minnow's still poking. Ah, come on, gun. Come on. I believe in you. There you go. Nice. Let's put on my adrenaline. It really doesn't matter if I load gold or not. Like, the spot that we're aiming at is going to be red either way if we hit or don't hit. But there you go. We are absolutely ruining this VK-72's day. Oh, come on. That's the clearing shot we need. Come on, game. Let me hit it. There you go. Nice. We literally just killed basically a full health VK-72. I do not think that he enjoyed that even in the slightest. Now, this 50B is not really helping me. They need to move. Yes, thank you. Wow, our team is just all over here. I don't even know what they're doing, but they are all over here. All right, we have the Luis, which I get one nice shell into. I probably shouldn't have taken that trade, but it's whatever. We're doing fine for the most part. We still have the... no, it's not worth it. It's not worth it for me to bleed health when I don't need to. I can just leave. Let the Progetto be a distraction. And I will flank behind to potentially... oh. No thanks. So we have the T-30 over here. And let's go... okay. My defender is not really going to help much. Let's see if we can bait this player. Come on. Really? Come on. I have nobody helping me right now, which genuinely sucks. But it doesn't really matter, does it now? This team sucks either way. There's another shell into you. And we are going to get one more shell into the T-30. That's pretty good. And I'm going to let that defender do its thing. And we're going to take the minnow out of the game really quickly. There you go. Minnow is gone. So that's pretty good at least. We are up to 4,000 damage, and, well, it looks like we are not going to be breaking our win streak, at least in this game. Especially not when we get hit on the move and lit on fire. That's not a great combination there. There's another shot into Luis, and we get tracked again, brother. This game, and lit on fire again. Okay, what? Thanks, game. Thanks, that's pretty cringe. We did good. I mean, I did everything in my power to give this team a win. I killed a full health VK-72. I spotted the tanks in the crossing. I genuinely don't know what our team was doing this battle. I really don't. Yeah. We got really unlucky with some of those shots on the T-30. I was trying to bait them, but it wouldn't have mattered either way. Don't worry, the FE Defender gave me the poop icon. Brother, you have 5,700 games. You're a failed reroll. And you're sitting here trying to tell me that I'm the reason we lost? What are we doing, bro? I did everything in my power to give that team a win, when I did 4 times the next highest on the team. But, you know, guys, it's my fault. Either way, that game we actually went up a decent amount. You can see we are now 14%. That game alone, we went up 4.59% on the mark. So, it really shows you that once you start getting past the first, as I said, like the first couple games, your mark starts to go up higher. If we get 10 games... so the first 10 games we've played, just about 9 games we've played. Actually, no, it is 10 because I was at 0.2. So let's say in total I played 10 games and 140 overall, right? I'm averaging 4,500 damage. And yet with those 10 games, I am sitting at only a 14-ish% mark. So that means on average, each game we're playing is literally only like 1.5%. That's it. But if we were playing the next 10 games with the exact same average damage, and we were going up 4 to 6% per game, we would go up 60% to 50% on our mark. So that means if we play 10 battles here and we average the same damage that we've been going, we will be sitting at 75% mark by the time we reach the 20 battle count. And that really puts into perspective how fast you can climb in the mark. But once we get to that 20 battle mark and we're sitting at 75 to 70%, that's when it's going to start getting harder again. That's when the mark is going to start plateauing and it's going to start decreasing, and you're only going to be able to go up like 2, maybe 3% if you get like a really, really good game. But for the most part, you're not going to be able to go much past that. So There's not that many. I mean, actually, there are a decent amount of people in the queue right now. There's 19 people in tier 10, so the matchmaker is just trying to throw us a loss, I guess. I've won too many games. We did lose that one, but even then, we're still 89% win rate. And if I win this next game, that'll be a 90% win rate. So that'll be pretty good if you ask me. 6,900 W8. You know, while we're in queue, I want to quickly check. What is the highest average damage in the Object 140 right now in the past 30 days? In fact, I'll check even what the highest average damage in the 140 is in general. Let's see. Players by tank. You guys can't see what I'm looking at, but I will tell you. So overall, if we look at the past 30 days by damage per battle, the Object 140 has 3,974. That is the highest overall on the European server. On the NA server, the highest is 3,200. Oh my god, nobody's playing the Object 140 on NA. Wow. Well, that's interesting. Now this game here, the enemy team has an advantage again on the medium flank. I think what we're going to do a quick spot. My standard B is AFK, so I'm not going to go to medium side if he's AFK. Yeah, no thanks. This map sucks on medium side if you get overwhelmed, so I'm not going to like put myself in a position I don't have to. We're going to chill right here, and let's see if we can spot tank destroyers crossing. Well, we have spotted the Progetto. There you go, a nice 330. It's not bad. And let's go for another bleed. There's 280. And let's go for another bleed. There's another 280. That's already 900 damage we've taken off of that player, and an insane example of just how dangerous the Object 140 can be. Unfortunately, even though, let's just clarify this, even though the enemy team has literally nobody on this side of the map, they are still having a tank destroyer sit in that far corner. And not only that, but it hit me for 700? Really? That's crazy. Yep, there it is, the 113G. I cannot believe that this player would sacrifice their tank to sit there. Because as I said, they have no support. Like, they are completely alone in that position. Let's see if we can hatch them now. There's no way we're going to hatch that. I'm really happy I did not end up going this way. Did the BZ, how did the BZ leave? Interesting. They actually did get out. Okay. Well, there's the BZ. There is the Progetto as well. Oh, we are spotted. Okay. I'm going to back up. Let's get one shell into the BZ. Reload. Boom. There you go. Another shell into the BZ. Reloading again. And boom. Third shell into the BZ. Yeah, you got that wall pretty good, my guy. We still have that Progetto in the back. I'm going to leave this spot we are currently in, because what's going to happen is they're going to push that VK, and I'm not going to have any support. Our whole team is in the other side, so what we're going to do is we're going to reposition over here, where I'm able to overlook better. There you go. Nice 348 into the BZ. And this shot right here should be another very easy pen. Another 311. And if we take that player out, that's basically the last tank that's able to spot me gone. And wow, did that Hovri get his game ruined. Not really sure what that Hovri was thinking, but they're out of the game now. Okay. So they have 3 tanks left. They have the 34-3, which is right there. Get one shell into that player. Put on my adrenaline. You can see just how much better medium tank's view range values are with that 34-3 able to spot me from that far away. But we're up to 4K now. And they have a Caro and a 183 left. As I said, I don't know what that 113G's plan was. The fact, when they shot me, I was utterly shocked, because I did not think somebody would be dumb enough to drive their TD alone with no support from the rest of their team. We got one shell into the Caro, and we're going to chill right here for now. Reload. There you go, another shell into the Caro. The Caro is a very dangerous tank, but at the end of the day, it is still a very easy vehicle to counter if you use your DPM. Okay. You know, I gotta say, I wondered for a while why the 140 had a decently high 3 mark, and now I know. This tank is incredible. It really is. Peter, you know you've been saying the CS63 is the best tier 10? I'd say this tank's better than the CS63. I'm having a much more enjoyable experience 3-marking the 140 than I was 3-marking the CS. The gun is substantially better. The DPM is better. It has arguably better mobility. The only real downside of this tank versus the CS is that it doesn't get adaptive concealment. I guess it doesn't have tungsten, but, like, honestly, I don't really care. This thing's a beast. And, like, sure, the gun depression is bad, but because it's so low down, it doesn't really matter. 6 degrees is plenty when you're this low down. You're able to work ridge lines, and if you know how to wedge the tank, you're going to do totally fine. But, wow, I am genuinely falling in love with this gun. For me, the most important value of any tank is how the gun feels. If the gun feels like garbage, the tank is going to feel like garbage. Now, to be fair, if you have a very high alpha tank and it hits hard, then sure, I get it. Like, I understand the 60 TP having pretty poor dispersion, but honestly, the 60 TP gun feels nice. Its aiming time is very good, so even though its base dispersion's bad, it aims in quickly, and it can actually allow you to hit decent shots. Compare that to the 114 SP2, which has the literal most dookie balls accuracy and really no advantage over the 60 TP. That is a tank that I don't enjoy, and it's basically the same alpha damage. It's just the 60 aims in faster, so it's much more enjoyable to drive. It's so disgusting. Wallet, when you visit my house, you can have all of these Dr. Pepper strawberries. You can have every single one. They are genuinely so garbage. Take them all from me. With that being said, let me see. So NA in the Object 140, indeed, the highest damage on the NA server for the 30 games requirement is 3,270. In other words, basically nobody's playing the Object 140 on NA. Because the fourth, or no, not the fourth, let's see, the 10th highest average damage on the 140 is less than 3k at 2,800. The 20th average damage is 2,500. That's pretty sad. The 100th highest average damage in the Object 140, rolling underscore thunder underscore 57. A player with 32% win rate and 732 average damage. That shows you just how dead the Object 140 is. Almost nobody is playing this tank. Now, to be fair, this is a minimum of 30 games and a minimum of 5,000 battles. So there are probably people out there who have only driven the Object 140 5 times and then played a different tank. But yeah, that is not so good. I'm going to be totally honest. Now, if I do, instead of 30 days, how about 90 days? Highest 90-day average damage on NA is 3,900. So that's better. That's way better. Substantially better than what I was looking at before. And even then, the third highest is still only 3,300. So it really shows that, like, there really aren't that many people playing the Object 140. All time, the highest on NA, 8,000 damage per battle. Yeah, that's totally not rigged. Good job, Wargaming. How is that even possible? What? What? If that account's not banned, I don't know what to say. Now, this game, the enemy team only has one medium. And I don't normally do this, but because they only have one medium, I'm going to go for the crossing. We'll see how it goes. Also, that last game, we went up 4% on the mark. I didn't tell you guys that, but indeed, we went up 4%. There's a nice shell into the enemy Progetto, and we are going to do the very, very aggressive play of fully crossing here. There you go. We did make the crossing. That is a very, very important thing to do. And while the Progetto is YOLOing me, they've thrown their game away. I mean, sure, you are an auto-reloader, but here's the thing. I have way more DPM than you, and dumping your clip lowered your effective DPM. So I have no clue why you would make that play in the Progetto. I mean, congratulations. You've already basically thrown your game away, and... oh, okay, the grill's gonna hit me. That really sucks. That really sucks. That Progetto should not have gotten rewarded for crossing that to begin with, because they were spotted. Nobody on our team shot him. But when I make a slight overpoke, the grill shoots me. So, oh well. I got over-aggressive, though. I should have played a little more passive. That's on me. And I'm not going to say that I'm void of making mistakes, right? I definitely made a mistake there. But it's just so infuriating, and I think you guys understand where I'm coming from when you think about it. That Progetto literally just threw their health away because they're like, oh, I'm in an autoloader. I can do that and get rewarded for it. That is so stupid. That Progetto drives into the open, takes 1,050 of my health off, and then thinks that they get back in the cover for free. Thankfully, I still punished them, but yeah, this game's a loss and a half. It doesn't look like it's going to last a whole lot longer. Now, it's not a big deal. We're averaging 4,500 damage in the tank. We're at a 90% win rate, and I'm not going to say that I'm void of mistakes. And if we had not gotten hit by that grill, and we had been able to take that Progetto out of the game, we genuinely could have had a really good game in terms of damage. But, I mean, dude, look at our team. Our E5 and 50B decided to go low. That's why nobody shot the Progetto. And all that's left is the grill, who's flanking. So, I don't think this game was ever going to be a win, but if I had survived, I probably would have been able to farm a lot, so that's the only thing I'll say. But this is why I genuinely don't really cross, because when you cross, you just seem to get punished. You really do. Grill spent all this time flanking, and I guess they got one shell out, but how many more shots are they going to get? Are they just going to run away? Interesting shot from the 2 and 5B. Good shot from the grill. And that is going to be the end of our grill 15. Oh well. Not much I can say about that. I can't really blame anybody. I mean, I played over-aggressive. I'm just so sick and tired of autoloaders thinking they can get away with what they want. It's so frustrating that Progetto is, as I said, able to drive out into the open. And just, by the way, a 43%er. But this is why autoloaders are so unfair. By the way, I had a top on that team. That is insane. That's how bad our team was. My mark still went up, 0.01, but not good. We're gonna count that as a throwaway game. We need to do good in these battles because now that we're not there yet. We're only 11 games played, but once we get to like the 15 game mark, we have to really do good because when you're at 15 games, that's when every battle really counts. So, we'll see. But the enemy team has 3 tank destroyers, which I don't really like. We're the only medium. So we'll see what happens here. Will the 183 support me? I'm going to ping that for the 183. Hopefully they support. Okay. We do have a tank destroyer. The question is the enemy Foch just going to YOLO base A and try to get away with it? That is a genuine question I have to ask. We also don't know what the enemy T-62A's game plan is. For now, we're just going to push into the base here, and we're going to capture it. Let's see. Let's take a quick blind... Okay, well, it doesn't really matter if it doesn't hit. Our team is now getting towards the base, and boom. Okay, nice. Our team has not spotted any... Okay, no, there you go. About to say, I was really nervous with nothing being spotted on the other side of the map. It's very, very sketch. We have the Yo, and don't think that penned. I knew it. I knew it. I knew that the Foch would be here. It was... Oh, of course! So, let me just understand this correctly. Not only is the Foch here, the entire enemy TD flank has decided that, okay, that's my bad, we need to get in the cover. Yeah, basically the entire enemy team has decided, yeah, you know, even though we're in tank destroyers and we have no support, let's just still all go to that side of the map. Why? Why would you do that? You're throwing the game. Your 62A's on the other side of the map. And if you know who I am, and because of that you're purposefully going that way, you're throwing the game for your team. Look at their team over here. They're getting absolutely ripped apart. The Mouse, the 2 and 5B, they're all farming them. And we get literally no damage, because we're getting punished for the fact that, Okay, really? I bounced the track of the 62? Thanks, game. Let's go for a pen. There you go, not bad at least. Penning shell is indeed penning shell. We have the Mouse, which get a nice shot into. There's 1 pen into the Mouse. 2 pens into the Mouse. Probably can get a 3rd in pretty reliably as well. No, he angled last second, so we weren't able to get that one through. Let's aim in again. There's a 4th one. Aiming in again. And boom. There you go. Mouse is out of the game. And wow, look at that, guys. Their team's done because they decided to drive their tank destroyers to tunnel one tank. As I said, why would you do that? What's the thought process behind that? It makes literally no sense whatsoever. Okay, dang. I was really hoping I could hit that grill, but my mouse literally sat sideways and became Big Chungus. Alright, well, we have the grill in the open, and he's just throwing his health away. Okay, thank you, gun. Holy steamroll. Yep, you can blame your tank destroyers for that. 327. And you're gone. We're going to get no damage, though. It's not really the 140's fault. Games like this are very, very unenjoyable, you know? Because I get punished for trying to do my role as a medium, but I also basically won our team the game doing what I did. Foch misses the shots. We're just going to go back and forth over here. He misses the shot again. We're just going to keep going, and let's go for the track wheel, locking the Foch down. That's it. His game is over. We now get to his rear, get a 460 high explosive. He knows it's over, too. I mean, there's literally nothing he can... okay. Really, game? Let's go again. GG. And, yeah, your game's over. That's what you get. That's what happens when you focus the Object 140. What, like, as I said, you're in tank destroyers. Your job in a TD is to support your team. It's not to be a lone wolf. Thankfully, we did pretty good. Even though I didn't do that much damage, you notice how we got a first class. That's because I got 2 kills, I assisted, and I did my role purposefully well. So we actually ended up going actually about 6% up on the mark, which is very nice, putting us up to 24% now. We're starting to go up. We're starting to go up faster on the mark, which is quite good. But as I said, your role in a tank destroyer is not to be a medium. It's not to spot. It's not to do that. Like, the Foch should have gone to the heavy flank, and they probably would have won the heavy flank because I wouldn't have gone into the town. I would have flanked from the rear. Now, whether they would have won the game or not, can't really answer that question, but they would have had a substantially higher chance of winning rather than chasing down an Object 140, then capturing base A, and then not really doing anything. The nice thing is capturing that base did give me XP, so that's always pretty good. But we'll see if we can keep it up. I mean, so far we're still averaging well over 4,000 damage. We still have a 83% win rate. If we can keep these stats up, I'm going to be totally fine with that. And as I said, we've only had 1 bad game so far, and it wasn't really that bad of a game. I don't think I made any inherent horrible plays in that battle. If it was any single shot medium instead of a Progetto, I would have easily beaten them in that situation, but unfortunately, it was not a reloader, and they brought me down low enough that I was able to be a one-shot for the grill. Okay, so we have, I think, the same enemy in the 62, and then apart from that, we have 2 chieftains. That's not very fun. A VK-90 and a Type? Oh my god. I don't like that at all. Those tanks are either incredibly dangerous to the 140 like the chieftains, or incredibly well armored like the Type 71. Once again, we're in a situation where we are the only medium. And that's good and bad, right? The good is that we can use our mobility, and we can quickly play aggressive and potentially get bleeds out and whatever. The bad is that we could over-aggress into vehicles too quickly and get ourselves caught in the open. So I guess we'll see. Now, I know that I'm faster than the 62, so if they do end up going this way, we will spot them. However, so far I haven't detected anything. We're going to go fully wide and be smart about this. No rash. I'm going in. I'm smart enough to know when I can get away with some plays. We're going to go wide this route. That way, if there is a TD back here, should be safe. Give the enemy a... Oh. Okay. Why? It's the same situation as before. It's these tank destroyers putting themselves in the most random spots for, honestly, no reason. Like, what do we gain from driving RTDs here? Felice, you need to attack. You're in a 4-shell tank. Attack. Let's go, buddy. You're in a Felice. Like, our team is being actively murdered on the other side of the map while you sit here and watch. Okay, there's the XM. And the one... I need to push the 183. I'm going to go for it. Let's see. Of course. Oh, thank God he missed. Okay, we're good. And the 116 is going to focus me. That is insane that the 116 is still focusing me. Look at the tunnel on these players, dude. Look at this. Look at that tunnel. That is insane. I don't really care. If you want to tunnel me, go ahead. You threw your game away for it. Congrats, bro. Good one. Good tunnel. Like, why? Why I'm not that big of a threat, my guy. And even if I am, your game's ruined either way. Like, why would you focus me to such an extent, bruh? Your game was cooked. Either way. Well, we've done 2,000 damage, which is okay. And the enemy team is just kind of sitting in the back right now. We have the T-62. We have the Chieftain. We're going to push in as quickly as we can. Get behind the 62A. Come on, keep going, and boom. There you go. 388, which does track the enemy 62. There's another shell tracking that 62 again. And let's see if we can perma-track them. Well, we have the Chieftain. They bounce me. Not even sure why that Chieftain decided to poke me to begin with. That was a really bad play on their part. Let's head over here. It's aiming on the rear of the Chieftain. That's 470 damage. Their game's over. We have the rear of the 62A. This tank has some of the most nasty high explosive if you do get the rear of enemies, which a lot of people don't realize. There's another 460. Grill gets a nice shell into you, and we are not able to overmatch that armor. That sucks, but that is obviously the downside of being in a medium. Either way, 3 kills, 4,650 damage, and we did everything right. We did not over-aggress. We spotted the enemy TDs. That XM had a real boner for me, and I really don't know why. As I said, I genuinely don't understand what he gained YOLOing me like that. Bro is a Felice clipping his booty cheeks and still goes out of his way to try and tunnel me. Why would you do that, my guy? Like, I'm a dangerous tank, but I don't get it. Even if you don't like me, like maybe you hate me because I'm Droodles, you still threw your game away for that. You did not help your team at all. And the enemy 183, whatever. I mean, bro's driving a 183, he did 0. You might be a 3-mark player, you're okay, but you're in a 183. You know, what do you expect? Either way, we went up 7.44 on the mark, putting us up to 32% now. If we can get 10 games raising our mark by 7%, that's 70%, and that would take us from the current 30% all the way up to 100. But as I said, the more games you play, the more it evens out. So we are at 13 games so far, and we're going up pretty quick. Our average damage is about around, 4,200. It's comfortably sitting, which is pretty nice. Our win rate's pretty good as well, so not too bad. Maybe it's the Dr. Pepper strawberry that's giving me the power. Yeah. All right, this game, they've won medium again. Skoda T27. Apart from that, not much else. But that doesn't mean the enemy team isn't going to go up the hill. So we will play it by ear. I'm going to start by putting myself in an early game spotting position to see if Pilsnerbury, whatever the heck his name is, if he goes up. And it's not really the Skoda I'm worried about. I can easily kill that Skoda T27 without even breaking a sweat. It's the tank destroyers. The 113G, the XM66F, potentially the 50B. Those are much, much bigger, larger threats than anything else. So we can chill here. Knocking this tree down should give me enough camo that we're totally safe. And we can see the 113 and everything else. So at this point, I think I should be able to play aggressive over here. Let's see, is there anything AFK? No. Alright, let's keep heading over. Oh, there is the enemy Skoda. And see if we can get some damage into his tank. And boom. There you go, 317. Ah, there it is. There it is. The XM has decided that he wants to focus us. Okay, well, we're going to be smart about this. We're going to leave. Well, you know what? Before I leave, I'm going to get one shell into the XM lower plate. And now we'll pretend like we're leaving. But it looks like that Skoda actually bailed on his XM. So the correct play to make right now is to go this way. And then to turn around. And then to push the XM. That is the correct play. So that's what we're going to do. There's the XM. Let's pretend like we're going this route. And we have teammates behind. I'm not worried about that. It's more the question of, is it the right play to rush him? And yeah, I genuinely think it is. So we're going to go for it. XM misses the shot, and that's his game over. I'm not really sure what the XM thought he was going to accomplish trying to fight the medium. I don't know what's up with these XMs trying to tunnel me, but it hasn't gone well for them at all so far. There's an HE into his rear for 380. Bro realizes his game is over at this point. There's another HE for 455, and yeah, long live the XM. Goodbye. 100% your fault. You shouldn't have focused me, and you did, and you threw your game away for it. Let's go for the track wheel of the 60 TP. Nice, easy shell, cutting right through. Let's see if we can bait the 60. Boom. There you go. Another 278. 60 TP just shot, which means I'm able to now go for his armor, put on my adrenaline, which gives us insane levels of DPM. There's another shell into the 60, and let's keep going. Let's go for a shot into his lower plate. And then, of course, he lights me on fire, because it seems like 140 has an incredibly weak fuel tank, but we literally killed that full health XM. Absolutely ruined his game. And while we do have the WZ, I think I have enough health that I genuinely don't have to care. There's 264 into his tank. Let's reload again. Can't HE him, but there's another 388. And reloading again. 3, 2, 1. There you go. 4,929 damage. We got 3 kills. Guys, listen. If you're in a tank destroyer, just advice, try not to go alone to the medium flank. What do you think is going to happen? Sure, that XM probably thought, oh, I have a Skoda supporting me. But once that Skoda bailed, so should have the XM, because that was not going to go well for him. Especially when I wasn't worried about the XM at all. The reason I took that weird route I did is I was going through their spawn to see if there was anything else. I was trying to sneak up, a 50B, whatever it is. You just don't know if that player's alone. Why are they playing aggressive? Are they bad? The answer was yes, resoundingly, but you have a lucky? Oh, I thought the XM gave me lucky. I really did. It was the 60 TP. Oh, it's the same. Wait a sec. Wait a sec. Wait a sec. It's the same player that was in the XM on the last game. Oh, man. Like, did you know I'm lucky, guys? Evidently. Evidently, I'm lucky. All right. Well, we went up another 7% in that game, which put us up to like 40% on the mark. So we're about halfway there. And we've been recording for an hour and 11 minutes. This might be the longest video I have ever uploaded to YouTube, at least on this channel. And to be fair, I don't really mind it. We're having a very, very fun session right now, so I can't get mad. I just wish the matchmaker was a little bit faster in terms of the games. What are we at? 86% win rate, 4,259 damage, 14 games played. The fastest 3-mark session I've had so far was in the WZ121. And I don't remember exactly how many games it was, but I think it was around 35. Maybe it was a little bit less, but I think 35 games was the exact session. And I was averaging 4,500 damage in those 35 games. So I don't think that we're going to 3-mark the 140 as fast as we did the 121. Is it possible? Potentially, but I don't think that's going to be the case. But I do think that we are going to get the 3-mark done pretty quickly. I think that so far, if we keep it up and we don't have bad games, we can get this done pretty fast. And to be fair, we were averaging 4,500 damage. We only had one bad game. So even though it looks like we're going, you know, 250 less than the 121B, no, it's just the 121. But you have to remember that one bad game in the grand scheme of things, especially because it was one of the first games we played, didn't really matter too much. Now that we are in the 15 game range, this is where we have to really, really do good. We're up against that Void player again. Oh man, I wonder if they logged back on hoping that I wouldn't be there, and they're like, crap. Okay, well they have they have two 60%ers in mediums, and I don't know how I feel about that. We're on the bad spawn, which already sucks. And if our team sends the heavy side, I'm going to push with them. So we'll see. Let's see. What are they doing? And indeed, they are going the heavy side. I'm sorry, Progetto. I'm going to support my heavies because I just don't trust you, especially against the 60%ers that they have. Let's attack. Indeed, I'm going to cross. That's what I'm going to do. I'm fast enough that we can get away with it, so I'm going to go for the crossing. There's the 100, and we've made it safely across over here, which is exactly what I've wanted. And, okay, thanks, gun. But the good news is that we are indeed here, and that is going to distract and stop the enemies from doing more important things. We have the 100, which I do get a nice shell into. That's pretty good. And let's aim it on the 100 Slayer plate again. There we go. Let's reload again. There you go. That's already an insane amount of damage. And let's go for the track wheel. There's 336. Progetto really struggles to find out where to pen that guy. We don't. And just like that, we are already in a pretty good scenario. There's 307 into the enemy 114. Let's aim it again. Okay, thank you. Thanks. 60. You guys have so much room, and you're pushing me. You're literally pushing me into the open. Like, are we real, guys? It's not that hard to be teammates. It really isn't. But unfortunately, Seems like the teammates that I always get try to get in my way, try to punish me. Oh well. Getting damage into the VK. Let's aim it on him again. There you go. 345 into the lower half of his armor. And let's get to his flank. There's another easy shot, leading that player out. They're out of the game. But I don't really want to cross that gap, because I'm going to bleed health if I do so. So we're going to head this way, and we're going to try and catch that Type 71 going a much safer route. Notice my Progetto. Bro got literally nuked for that, so I don't really think that was the right play on their part. Let's see. Aiming. There you go. Nice shot into the Type once. And let's aim again. Okay, my gun did not want to work with me there. But that's okay. We actually... no. Okay, that was a beautiful shot. I can't believe that did literally nothing. Alright, but the Type over-angled, which means I can cut through their side armor, so that's pretty good. And they're over-angling more, which means I can cut through their side armor more. There you go, there's another 275, and another 340. And let's go for that hatch. Okay, another perfect shot on the hatch, deciding to do literally nothing. Okay, yo, we need to not. These teammates, guys. Okay, well, we're already up to 4,500 damage at this point, which is pretty crazy. And the T-22 is right here. We just bounced the flat side of the T-22 turret, which made literally 0 sense. And the T-22 is dead at this point anyway. We'll head over here. T-22's gone, which leaves us with the T-100 right in front of us. Let's go with an HE into the side. There's 379. They're getting completely farmed out. There's a 379 again into the rear. That put us up to 5,300 damage, 2 kills. And again, notice how I'm able to outsmart even really skilled players, right? That's the thing. Winning in Blitz is more than just clear cut and dry gameplay. This is why I always tell people that skill is not just aiming and shooting. It is outsmarting your opponents. It's like playing chess. If you are smart and you do the right chess moves, you can outplay enemies, even if they're skilled. That VZN player was a 68%er in the past 30 days. The T-22 on their team is a 65%er in the last 30 days. I guarantee there's not a single player on my team that is even close to that level. In fact, we have quite a bit of 40%ers on our team. 43%. We don't have any player that's even remotely close to those two players, and they're both in mediums. So I knew immediately that driving my medium to the medium flank, especially against a T-22 and a T-100, probably wouldn't have gone well for me. But I knew that if I had gone to the heavy flank, because I have enough mobility looking at their lineup, I was going to be able to take their heavies out. And the chances of them having 5 really skilled players is pretty unlikely. So we were able to outsmart. I was able to outsmart the T-22 and the enemy T-100. The thing is, not every game you should drive your medium to the heavy flank, but if you see that you have a distinct disadvantage on the medium side, definitely go for the heavy flank. I hate going up the bridge in vehicles that don't have gun depression. I especially hate going up the bridge when I have to fight tryhards that are in good tanks. Why not go to the heavy side, and especially with my Progetto supporting and the rest of the team pushing, help my heavies win the push and win the game. That was the right play to make. And because of that, we are up to 47% on the mark. Almost 48. We actually went up 9% in that game, which is pretty crazy. As I told you guys, I have no problem if you want to drive your medium to the heavy flank if you have a rational reason to why you're doing it. But if you're like our Rheinmetall on the game that we played on Yukon earlier, and you just YOLO to the heavy flank when you don't have to. We literally could have gone to the medium flank in that game, and we would have been totally fine. But that player decided not to, and it ended up severely ruining their game. But that was their decision to make, right? So let's keep going. We're up to 87% win rate now. 4,300 average damage. What do we have? Kampfpanzer 50 and a Murat. Okay. And that Murat is a pretty decent player, so that is something I will have to be rather cautious about. We are going to push into this bush right in front of us, and let's see. Very nice. I should be enough in cover that we don't have to worry about being detected. Question is, what is their team going to do? Is our T-100 going to bail on me? I hope he doesn't. Really. Why, though? Okay, well, there's the Murat. Okay, well, if the Murat's over there, then the rest of their team's probably over there. Which means that I'm able to play aggressive on this side of the map and potentially flank. This is already putting their team in a bad situation. So the question is, can I take advantage of that? Well, we have the enemy Kampfpanzer, and they outtrade me by a substantial amount, but we out-reload them because we obviously feature a lot more DPM, so that's pretty good. I need the T-100 to help me, so they need to push, and then that allows me to get another shell into the KPZ. Unfortunately, they pen me again, which isn't exactly what I like to see. Aiming, and boom, there you go, 290. T-100 gets another shot, and we load the clearing shell. Just like that, they are already down on the medium side here. 1 tank, which is pretty good. Unfortunately, we are down 2 tanks on our side of the map, which is not very good. That FE2 and 5V183 is a very, very big threat. We are going to get 1 shell, 2 shells into that 183, and they're probably not really enjoying life right now. Let's see, we have the Murat, we have the 183. I need my T-100 to do his role. T-100 just needs to get behind him. I'm just going to sit here. Alright, nice. 183 gets hit. That allows me to drive over, get a shell myself into this player, head over here, go for the track wheel, boom, there you go, locking them down, and they're out of the game. We do have the enemy Murat, which is a pretty big threat, but not to me. There's a nice shell into the Murat. It's a little bit of damage at least bled on that player. Our teammate hits the Murat as well. Question is, what is that Murat going to do right now? Okay, well, I'm pretty confident when I say that this is going to be a loss. We did the right plays, supported our team. We did everything in our power to give this team a win. Unfortunately, it's not going to matter when our team is genuinely really bad. Alright, well, there's the enemy Murat. There's a nice 317 into them. And let's load a high explode. Okay, we got trolled. Oh well, I don't really care about getting the kill right now. I care about getting the damage. So let's see if we can get a shell into the concept once. And then let's try an angle. Nah, it didn't matter. This game was cooked. Our heavies needed to live longer. We made the right play. That enemy Murat going to the heavy side made the wrong play. But unfortunately our heavies fell apart too fast and I wasn't able to take them out. I mean, we did a really good job overall. I still got 280 XP, which meant that our mark still went up 4%. And I have to give my T-100 credit. They helped me. They should have helped me sooner. If they had pushed up faster, we could have been able to take that Kampfpanzer out and potentially clear the 183 faster, which then would have chain reaction to the Murat. But at the end of the day, unfortunately, their heavies did so much damage. That VZ, and not the VZ, the Atlas and the Concept did 10k combined. It wasn't even the Murat. So our heavies were just garbage. I mean, look at this dude. Concept 0, Mouse is 890. Like, brother, what are we doing? Either way, we're over 50%, and we're still over 80% win rate, and our average damage didn't really drop that much, because we still did 3,500. That shell on the enemy Murat was pretty frustrating, because I feel like we should have killed him. I think it might have been a little bit of reticle lag. If you watch that back frame by frame, I feel like we were around the corner when we shot. But I think I may have had a slight bit of reticle lag, and my shell was just a teeny bit behind where I pressed the fire button. Either way, here we are. Another game, another, hopefully, victory. We have an E100, 777, Prawn, but a Sheridan, although I think that's Negan King, if I'm not mistaken. It's not letting me see the full name. If that is Negan King, it's like one of the worst players ever, so we'll see. We indeed will see. Right now, there's no way I'm going to over-aggress towards base C when we don't know where the enemy team's going. Sometimes you get those fluke battles where the enemy team decides, hey, we're just going to full send one side of the map for literally no reason. So the correct play to make right now is to spot base B, and that's what I'm doing. I can easily detect tanks that move up towards this base, and so far, we're not seeing anything. The Object 260 is going over to the medium flank, but look, there's nothing spotted on base C, which leads me to believe that they're going over, or no, there's nothing spotted on B, which leads me to believe that they're heading over towards base C. This is why you don't full commit to one side of the map until you know what's going on. Yeah, I'm going to move up and support my teammates over here. Oh, are they here? I don't know what their team's doing. I genuinely don't. What I do know is that we're going to move over this way. Okay, we have spotted the 777. There's one nice shell into that player. And the Sheridan. Oh no, that's the Kron. There you go. 315 once. And there's another 309. And let's go for an HE into the turret. There you go. 3 damage. That player's out of the game. It's pretty good. We've the 2-6. Okay, that's... Okay. See, guys, there are moments when I play this game and I really want to mauled. Because that V4 just snapped me full speed on the move. Rolled around the corner, snapped me full speed on the move, and ruined my game. Not only that, lit me on fire. And not only that, but my gun is missing every shot right now. This gun may be accurate, but it's definitely trying to troll me at this current moment. It's aiming on that 777 roof. There you go. Nice. Okay, we're starting to get better RNG at this current time. There you go. 777 gets tracked. Let's go for that front track wheel. See if we can lock him down. There you go. This is exactly what you want because tracking players will give you assistance and everything else. But yeah, that was pretty frustrating. That V4 snapping me. That was pretty BS. I'm gonna be honest. Especially from that tank. If it was an inaccurate vehicle hitting it, I get it. But that is... Or an accurate vehicle hitting me, I get it. But that is not an accurate tank. That is literally one of the least accurate tanks in Tier 10. So, yeah. Unfortunately, we're not going to get a whole lot more damage. The enemy team is up to 1,000 on base cap. They literally have a full health E100 that I'm unable to farm. That sucks. That right there would have been an easy 4K. But that's the downside of Supremacy. Sometimes you get battles where you literally can't... You can't farm that much. Our mark did okay. We went up 1%. But we only got 198 XP. So that was kind of a throwaway game. If that V4 did not snap us, we could have done way better. Because I would have played a lot more aggressive. I probably would have rushed the 777. Farmed him out. And that would have pushed E100. But the fact that that V4 snapped me for 700... and lit me on fire. That's probably like 900 health they took off me. I did obviously get rid of the fire, but it still probably ticked me once, maybe twice, so... Yeah, that really sucks. And the 777 hit me too, so I went from full health to like 700. That's pretty bad. But, oh well. There's only so much you can do when the game decides to throw a bunch of bad at you. But if you can get a victory, it's not really that big of a deal, right? I mean, we're still reliably sitting at over 80% win rate on our 140, and... we're still 4,100 average damage, so it's not like this is going bad at all. That game could have been really good. The one thing I hate about Supremacy is when people cap bases when they don't need to. If you are already winning, what's the point of capping another base? You're just winning and throwing away the damage and the XP that you could deal at the end. Like, that's my question to you. If you're capping bases when you could be dealing damage to get more XP, why? You already know you're going to win. And if you think that you're going to lose, then obviously cap it. But, like, most of the time you win on base cap, you are going to win either way. It's very rare we have delay in this game, which means that there's a player on the Brazil server in this battle. So I'm going to be looking at about 200 ping. That's what the ping is going to feel like. When I press the fire button, you're going to see, yep, that shot right there was delayed. And unfortunately, because of that, I actually missed. Ooh, Wargaming, you make me frustrated. Oh, great. Is that 121B going to push up over here? Do we have another? No, I thought it was another 140. It's a 62. Alright, well, thanks, game. We do have the 121B right over here, and we get a nice shot. Do you see how delayed these shots are, though? It's such a good example at why this delay is ridiculous, and why Wargaming needs to do something about it. Okay, we have the concept. I do have TDs covering, so that's good. But the bad is that they have a concept moving up over here, which isn't very fun. Gonna flex over this way. Let's see. I don't really like what's going on here right now. Bonk. There you go. 329. It's not bad. We have the 121B as well. Okay. I hate that tank has so much damage per shot. It's very, very challenging to deal with because of that. That was a crazy shot into the concept hatch. But we're doing okay. We're bleeding out the enemy, and that's really all you can ask for when you're playing in a game like this. We have the Progetto, which I'm not able to hit. If I wasn't on this 200 ping, I would be able to play more aggressive and confidently, but with this delay, I just don't feel like I can reliably hit my shots. Let's see, is the Progetto right there? Indeed they are. Okay. Concept shoots once, and Concept shoots twice. We bounce his hatch. I'm gonna play aggressive here. There's one shell, and we have the enemy Progetto over here, which... really don't want to get salty, but we're getting trolled really hard right now with this ping. I'm hoping that our E6 is able to clear that player, which is... oh, he's doing really bad. Please don't die. Please don't die. Thank you. That's all you had to do. Alright, well, our 62A bailed, which really sucks. I need that 62A. Them bailing really does not help me at all. Huh. I have a TD in the back. There you go. Nice shot into the prog. It's pretty good. Let's see. 622A push to mid. Is that VK going to push up? They do. This allows me to get a 320 damage shell into the VK. They're gone. And then we have the 452, which I track. Okay. At least that'll give me some assistance, potentially. We know that they have a TD in the back, so that I'm entirely aware of. That player's gone. In fact, I think they have both of their tank destroyers in the back. We can see that tree just got knocked down, so that's definitely a bit of information. We have the T-30 right there. And we're going to push to the rear of the T-30 and see if we can get some damage out. There's one shell. Let's push all the way back here. There's two shells. This delay is so garbage, though. And boom, T-30's out of the game. It's obviously quite nice. We have the concept in the open. Cool. 670 from the frickin' 268. Boom, 286 into the prog. We're doing good. We're up to 3,700, and we are dealing damage. Even with this ping, we're doing pretty good overall. Let's aim it on the Progetto. Boom. There you go. That player's out of the game. And now we can move wide over here. And the 268 shoots at me. Misses the shell. Let's aim in on the... oh, okay. My bad, bro. My bad. Clearly a skill issue, right? Let's go for the track wheel. Wow! I can't, guys. I can't with this game. 268 gave up, which is great. It gives me a lot of damage to farm, but it is insane how bad my RNG can be at times. It really is. T3 Jaeger's going to shoot him one more time. I will out-reload the T3 Jaeger, I think, but the Conf Panther, yeah. If our shells didn't miss the fully exposed 268 twice, that would have been helpful. But we got 3 kills, 4,700 damage. We assisted. We basically won the medium flank for our team. Alright, well, our mark went up another 6.8%, and that puts us up to 60% on the mark now, which is pretty good. That is pretty good. Okay. We are just going and going and going. We are at an hour and a half now. Oh, man. And we're about halfway there. I don't know if I'm going to do all this in one day. We might continue this tomorrow, because... oh, man. I mean, what are we at? 60% on the mark? 60%, which means we still have 35% to go. I don't know, man. Seems kinda sus. The good news is that even if I play some other games, I can still keep my 140 stats, so we can see what we're working with there. I was going to make a video on the IS-7 today. You can see I played one game in it. It was a pretty good game, but I unfortunately got... I think I got shot by a 183 and ammo racked at the end, and I got a little salty and did not use that replay. So I was like, you know what? Fine. I'll just 3-mark the 140 instead. Cobra, Seleno, Lion, what do we have? Okay. We do have an advantage on the medium side. Question is, what do I want to do here? I'm going to start by, as before, doing a quick spot towards the mid, and then I will push over towards the medium flank if the enemy team does, and I'll support them. So we'll see what happens here. But yeah, I'm just going to do a quick spot in mid. Hopefully our Kampfpanzer stays over there. I'm going to do a ping and say that I'm going to move over there as well. But I'm just going to do a quick maneuver over here. Leave the enemy line in mid. Okay, let's just chill right here. And there we go. Line misses. Ah, there it is. The grill in the back. This is really bad. Okay, thanks, gun. Let's keep backing up so the grill can't hit me. Let's go for a shot into the line. Wow. My gun is treating me horrible right now. There we go. Nice. Easy shell into the lion. I did not want to be caught in this position, but I don't really have much of it. That grill is really going to piss me off. Oh, okay. Cool. Cool. Cool, cool, cool. Oh, are we alive? Yes. Did I throw? Yes. I made really bad plays, put myself in a horrible spot, and because of that, I threw my health away, and now I'm a one-shot. Now, to be fair, the enemy line's really bad, and that's why we actually got punished, because their line's really bad. That really sucks. Alright, let's put on my adrenaline. There's one pen into the Seleno, and 2 pens into the Seleno. Nice. And not a third, but still bled him out a bit at least. I just didn't think the entire enemy team was going to go where they did, and I got caught because of that. As I said, it was on me, but we're doing okay. We might be a one-shot, but we're alive. The enemy Cobra up top. Really? Really? 0 damage hatching shot? That's pretty bad luck there. There's 335. And reloading again. Okay, they're gone. It's pretty huge. Leave the line in the back. Leave the grill, which... That probably pent. No, it did not. Wow. Okay, this grill's getting very lucky right now. There you go. Nice 282 into the grill. We have the 183, which I'm going to aim in on. There we go, 358. Reloading again. 3, 2, 1. Boom. 183's out of the battle. And as I said, even though we had a horrible start to this game here today, we brought it back. And we're doing pretty decent now. Just one shell into the Cobra. And let's go for another shot. Unfortunately, didn't do anything. This is where we leave. I don't waste my time here when we don't have a reason to be here. But we assisted 840. That Cobra got nuked for making an over-aggression, and their game is basically over for that. So that's still pretty good. We need that Seleno to shoot, and then I can make a very quick play over here. Let's see. Seleno is not poking as of now. Alright, nice. We did get to the far corner, which is exactly what I wanted. And we're spotted? That's crazy. How are we spotted from this far away, game? I don't like this. This is really bad. I wanted to be in that bush and to... Ooh! Thank you, game. Alright, let's push over here. See if we can spot what's in base B. No? Alright. Gonna push further back over here. That base cap is a problem, and our team not doing anything isn't helping a whole lot. Let's go all the way into the back bush if we can. Let's head all the way back over here. There's the Seleno. And there you go. Nice 259. Pretty good. Question is, can I get into the far... This Destiny just needs to push. The fact that he's not doing anything is screwing us right now. It's really bad. I'm gonna go into the far corner here. See if we can get some bleeds. There you go. Lion is taken out of the game. That's obviously pretty good. We have the Cobra all the way in the back. They're gone. Wow, look, our Destiny is finally making a play, bruh. Little late, my guy. Little late. It's 1 shot into the Destiny, and 2 shots into the Destiny. Grill is in mid. Grill makes a play. We track them. We need to keep this grill tracked. No, game! What are we doing? There's no way that those are the shots that miss. That's insane. That one hits. Alright, we actually win. We do win this. That grill, their whole team through. Should not have won, but we did. And we push over here. We take that grill out of the game, and we won. We got really trolled with our gun against that grill, but we still ended up dealing 4,500. And we kind of carried, I'm going to be honest. Like, this was really bad in the beginning, and we brought it back big time. Because of that, our mark went up 7.32%, and we got our first gun mark for the Object 140, just like that. They probably thought they had it in the bag. They were like, damn, 140's dead, we can play aggressive, we can do it. But thankfully, I was able to take the line out. The line was not good. They're 41% in the past 30 days. But as I tell you guys all the time, it's bad players that get me caught. I expect smart players to drive their tanks to the medium side, or maybe go somewhere useless on the heavy side in a medium. What I didn't expect was for a random 40% line to just be spotted in the middle of the rails, doing literally nothing there. And then once I got spotted by him, the grill right behind him, that was really the problem. It wasn't the line. I would have easily been able to dismantle that line. That grill behind him really put a hurt in our performance. So that's where we ran into trouble. The grill is such a dangerous tank. You've probably noticed a lot of the games we've played, the grill is legitimately the only tank that has actually made me challenged. It's because it never misses. It overmatches almost every plate on our tank. It has insane levels of DPM, and it still has pretty good camo values. Plus, it's mobile, so it is able to get into positions that almost no other TDs are. The grill is by far the fastest tank destroyer in Tier 10. There's not even a TD that's close to as mobile as the grill. Sure, you could argue the Foch, but the Foch has substantially worse accuracy, and it doesn't have a traversing turret, which means the Foch is going to struggle a lot more to get into position. So, almost 20 games played now. 84%, still 4,200 average. Leopard 1, Sheridan, 30B. Negan King again in the Sheridan, so I'm not too worried. I can't believe Cropped is still playing. Okay. Well, let's see what we can do. I'm marking this. I see. Well, I'm beating you. Speed, 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 speed. I just started out. Lame. Let's go into the bush. And let's see, what can we spot? Well, we have the enemy Leopard detected. We have the enemy Sheridan, which we get a nice shell into. If we were on 200 ping right there, there's no world that shot would have ever hit. That is why you do not want to play this game on 200 ping. That is why when wargaming decides... Okay, really? That was a beautiful shot. The fact that that didn't pen is mildly infuriating, I'm going to be honest. But pen the Leopard with the second shot, so that's pretty good. And the Leopard backs up. Okay. Leave the Atlas over there. There's the Leopard. They hit me. I don't really care. Oh, okay. I should have used my repair kit. I didn't. That is on me. The gun on this tank's weird. It's, like, incredibly accurate, but also kind of troll at the same time. But we got a nice shot into the grill, so that's pretty good. The Leopard probably going to bail, which means I can move right here. And... Really? Really? Okay. You have multiple tanks after you, and you're going to shoot at me. That's really frustrating. We get some nice damage into the Sheridan. And some more nice damage into the Sheridan. Goodbye. I didn't think that Sheridan was going to shoot me because there were multiple tanks in front of him. Unfortunately, he did. And for me, that really hurt our performance in this game so far. You have the grill over here, and we're going to aim it on you. There's a nice 303. Got to make sure that nothing rolls up behind us. That grill is really hard set on looking at me. But a high explosive shell right into the turret, and he's out of the game, and that's 2,400 damage dealt. Okay. Let's see. We have the 30B in mid. He's gone. Don't hit me. Please don't hit me. Please don't hit me. Back up. Back up. Okay, we're good. And boom. There you go. Nice 313 into the hatch of the BZ-75, which is very nice. And we have the Atlas, which we get another shell into. And we have the BZ, which we get another shell into. And I'm still pretty sure that I out-reload them. I didn't. And that was a bad play for me, because I should have gone for the VK-90, and I could have farmed them out. But, oh well. I can't get that mad. I still did 3,000 damage, and I did my role. We should win the game, so it's all good. It's all good in the hood. We still got to win, and that's all I need. I was literally, like, 0.1 seconds off from out-reloading that BZ, though. So, I can't believe that we didn't get the reload. I really thought we would. That tank has some of the lowest DPM in Tier 10. It has, I think, 2,200. So, I was kind of thinking I should have been able to out-reload it. But, I mean, I almost did. I really almost did, but oh well. Oh well. We did fine. As I said, I was just really bummed because that full health VK-90 would have been the freest farm of my life. I should have just gone for the VK-90. Anger. Anger. Well, at least my teammate, who is marking the tank, is going to be able to get a decent farm into this player. Just pretend it's me. That's why I'm a little salty. But it was my fault. But I could have literally gotten 2,200 damage, which would have put us at 5,700. Early morning teams are buns. Indeed they are. But it's not really hurting me that much, is it? 84%? That's what, our 20th game played? Yeah, 85%, 20 games played. Our mark still went up 2.3%, so that's fine. I'm not going to complain or anything, but I played poorly there. The thing is, you get greedy, right? You get greedy, and I don't think I necessarily made a misplay there. I already know somebody's going to be like, well, you should have been running Rammer, Droodles. Well, if I was running Rammer, I wouldn't have penned the BZ-75 with the first shot in the hatch. Guess you could have argued I would have loaded gold, but wouldn't have penned it with standard, so that argument, void. But, yeah, unfortunate. I think I also had my adrenaline active there. Like, I really thought I was going to out-reload him, but oh well. Wishnabada, whatever that means. What do they have? Kampfpanzer? Do we? Oh, we have the delay. Oh, the last game we had with the delay was so unenjoyable. Oh well. All mediums is so cringe. Indeed it is. There's 4 mediums in this game. Now, because we have such good camo, should be able to outspot anything that goes in here, especially as we are sitting still. Okay, thanks. Thanks, team. Oh. Oh, of course. Of course. We love the 4005s. I hate 4005 players. They're so lame. There's 1 shot. There's 2 shots. I'm not going to be able to get a third, but at least we still hit him a bit. Alright. You need to move. Or not. Or we're just going to get in my way. Move! My god, buddy. Move! Move! Oh my god. What are we doing? How hard is it to move your tank an inch, my dude? You know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna sit here and do literally nothing and watch my teammate die. Ooga booga! Like, what are we doing, bro? 1 shell into the Centurion. Pretty good. And get a 2nd shell into the Centurion. Pretty good. Are we gonna be able to get a 3rd? No. But still decent damage overall. Nice tracking shell into the Kampfpanzer, and we're going to go for a bounce in his lower plate. Alright, let's flex out of here. Grr, yeah. Going for track wheels is always the smartest play. Alright, let's see, let's see. I need to flex over this way. And that's the Kampfpanzer. Let's see, our 92 pushes that. Ooh. Ooh. It's a Kron right there. Really? Are we real? Am I still spot? No, I was blind fired. That is so infuriating. Okay, nice. 92 gets the pen. Easy shot into the Kron, bringing him down to a 1-shot. I'm gonna pretend like I'm heading this way. Then let's back up. Keep on backing up. Keep on backing up. And I know that the Kron's there. Maybe not. I would have assumed he is. Ah, there he is. Hello. Goodbye. Ooh, that Sheridan is not going to be very fun to fight. But we do have enough health to take a shot from the enemy Patton. If... Oh, they're full health? That's not good. Alright, well, we get one shell into them at least. And we reload. Get a second shot into them. That's pretty good. Alright, reloading again. Third shot into that tank. And fourth shot into the Patton. We just took whatever hit point disadvantage we had. Completely farmed it. And goodbye. There you go. 4,500, 2 kills, pretty good. This tank's a bop, I have to say. It really is a bop. Oh no. Oh no, it's gonna reset the server. If it puts me on C3, we're ending the mark here. I'm not going to play on NAC3. It's gonna put me on 200 ping every single game I play. For some reason, every day at 5 in the morning, Wargaming puts me on the Brazil server. Why is there a Brazil server in the North America server? Either way, let's see. Oh, NACO. Okay, we're good. We're good. 73%. I don't know what we went up in that game. Does it have it here? Naval Frontier. We went up 3.84. So, we did a lot. I'm actually surprised our mark only went up 3.8%, but either way, we're doing pretty good. Alright, our ping should be fine. NACO is a fine server. It is NAC3. That's the one you want to stay away from. If you're ever playing Blitz, look at what server you're on. If it says C3, run away. Let's see what my ping is on CO. It's worse. You can see my ping went from about 30 to 90. I don't know why the game does that either. My ping was substantially better on the other server. 90 ping is playable, though. I can deal with that. Alright. 21 games played so far. Yeah, this is playable ping. I can deal with 70 to 60 ping. Alright, well, I didn't want to go this way, but I guess I am, because my 4202 cut me off. Let's head over here. Let's poke this spot. Hello? Interesting. Really? Oh. I'm not really sure I'm not really sure how he had such a perfect shot on my tank. But I guess he did. It didn't look like it from my angle. Why is that E50 so hard focused on me? For a much bigger... Oh, of course. Why? Why? Why are we all focusing me? Again, it's so unenjoyable to be... Really? Really, you're gonna insta-snap me. Okay, deserved. Absolutely deserved. Look at the tunnel. Like, this tunnel is insane. It's actually insane. I'm in a freaking 140. I'm not like this big threat. Like, you're literally sitting here getting farmed out by a 140 instead of focusing actual threats. Good job. I don't care. I'll sit right here. Easy shell into the enemy T-100, bleeding him out a little bit. Then we can load a high explosive shell, and somehow not pen the flat side of that T-100. He's gone either way, though. And there you have it. Their game's over. This E4, genuinely don't care what his game plan is. We're going to aim in on his hatch. Doesn't pen. We're not going to deal any damage in this game. Everyone wants to tunnel me? Yeah, welcome to the club. This game really felt, though... Look at this, he's still going for me. Yeah, well, of course, my HE does 0 to his rear, which is actually kind of frustrating, but still got another pen into his tank. Wisgavica takes him out of the game. Get a clear into you. And reloading. And get a clear into you. Alright, not crazy, but we did fine. 3,048 damage. That E4 should have been focusing the heavy side, which got murdered. And the E50 and T100 should have held the medium side, but everybody played selfish on their team and they lost the game because of that. I genuinely don't know what that E4 was doing, though. Like, he's a decent player. 57% 30-day, but I'm not the threat. Like, I know that some of you might say in the comments, yes, you are, Droodles, you're averaging 4,000 damage and 86% win rate. Clearly, you're the threat. And I agree. In that thought process, I am. But I'm still an Object 140. I'm not going to be the tank that ruins your game unless you allow me to. This tank rips you apart when you make misplays, when you poke, and I'm allowed to use my DPM on you. But what the Object 140 doesn't do is win the heavy flank, or take 1,000 health off of your E4 because you're looking at an Object 140. That's the thing that people get wrong. Okay, so Orion Matile is playing very aggressive. I'm going to continue sitting here. The concept is playing very aggressive. L. I knew he was going to try and blind fire that, so I backed up a little bit. Let's take a quick blind shot. Don't know if it penned, but doesn't hurt to try. Cap? I don't know. Nobody on our team is spotting anything. They're trying so hard to blind fire, it's actually kind of... Oh! How? How am I spotted, bro? This is really bad. This is a loss, because nobody on our team wants to make a commitment anywhere. They're just going to let the enemy team basically go wherever they want, for free, however they want, and it's not going to go well for anybody on our team because of that. Okay. I mean, our Ryan Matile got some damage. We got the Super Conk. Aiming. It's a little gold to guarantee it. Penning a minnow is genuinely very challenging with this tank. I'm going to send the minnow while our team is dealing with that over there. I think that pushing the minnow is the best play that I can make. So we'll just drive around him, just like so. Let's get another shot into the minnow, and we'll take him out of the game, which will give our team a slight advantage on base cap. And we can head all the way over here, even on the E50. There's 340. And let's see. Go RHM. See if we can take these players out of the game. There's a nice shot tracking the E50. Nice. Okay, and go for another shot. Didn't track him, but we still bled him out. And because this tank has really, really nasty, you know, capabilities, we track him again. There you go. And aim it on his lower plate. We're out of the game. Going for track wheels is the smartest thing you can do in the game. No. Salty. Why would I be salty? I just literally dismantled you in every single conceivable way. Why would I be salty for literally dunking on your nuts, my guy? Right, and there's one shell, and 2 shells. Nice. There you go. Base cap is a problem, I do agree. However, if I clear the Super Conk, it will give us more cap reset. And then if I farm out the mouse with the help of my team... let's see. Come on. Load. Come on. Farm, farm, farm. If we can get this guy killed fast enough, it's going to reset the cap. There you go. Another shot. Beautiful. And there we go. That player's gone. We have the 2 and 5B, who threw his game away. And there you go. 4,800 damage. 5 kills. I just find it funny that that E50's crying about me. Apparently I tunneled him or something, even though I went for the minnow first. I actually took out the threat. And then bro's mad because he was isolated and I made the smart play and took him out of the game. No, you're right, bro. What I should have done is I should have let you, as a skilled player in the E50, hold that far corner while we're down on 3 bases and win the game. That's what I should have let you do. I don't care if you're mad. Obviously, you got outplayed and you're mad that I'm better than you. That's what you're mad at. But at the end of the day, you can't get mad at me because I got 5 kills, 5,000 damage, and single-handedly gave our team a big victory. Like, I don't know what to tell you, dude. I really don't. But trying to blame me for outplaying you, that's not really going to fly. Like, just admit that you got outplayed and move on. Or don't say anything, right? There are plenty of games where I get outplayed, and I'm like, okay, whatever. Especially, like, I'm in an Object 140. It's not like I'm in, like, a concept or something. Well, we went up 4.57 on that game. And this is a good example. So this game, I can move my camera. If I hide my camera, it would be this one here. You can see that I went up 4.57 with 451 mark XP. However, if we take a look at one of the earlier games we played, let's see. So this game here, look at the difference. 8.5% up on our mark and 388 mark XP. So as I said, it's a bell curve. Now that we have passed the 20-ish game mark, or like 20-ish games already, our percentage is starting to decrease. That's why, as I said, you really want to take advantage of the games within the 20 game area. Once you've passed that, your percentage that you go up every game is going to start going down. And you saw that. But we've been, I mean, look at this battle log, bruh. We can't see any of the other ones, but I mean, 87% solo is insane. 87% solo. Wow. Okay. 78%. So we have less than 20% to go at this point. All right. We're at 2 hours. I've been playing since 3 in the morning. Okay. Oh well. But yeah, that E50 is honestly just mad that I probably outplayed him. That's really all. Like, I can understand his frustration. I've been in games too where I have been outplayed and I will get frustrated. But I'm not going to blame the enemy for outplaying me. I mean, I was like mad that I supposedly tunneled him, even though... Oh, wait. I just want to check really. Did we hit that blind shot on the concept? I think we did. Oh my god, we did. We did hit them. We took 2 shots to kill them. That concept must be pretty salty that we hit him across the map. Either way, 3 mediums. You can see as it starts becoming, like right now, because it's 5 my time, it's 8 o'clock Eastern. The more normal it becomes in terms of the time zone, the more mediums you're going to see played. And unfortunately, the more mediums, the less damage we can deal. So, we'll see. I might call off... We'll see how the games go, but... I might call off the mark at some point here. My brain's getting a little bit tired. I'm obviously pretty sleep deprived, and I still have to record some other videos, so we'll see. I will play until I have a bad game. If we don't have a bad game, I'll keep going. If not, then we'll call it. Let's see, is anybody going here? Our whole team is going this way. And as I always tell you guys, #1 rule of thumb, you have to stick with your team. If they go this way, we'll spot them here. If they don't, there you go. We have the enemy minnow, and boom. 275. Perfect. But that's why you always want to put yourself in positions that will give you information, and that's exactly what we did. Alright, now, what I'm thinking, currently, is once that minnow shoots, he's going to back up. I think he's alone. In fact, he is alone. And because we're trying to get as much damage as possible, the correct play to make right now is to rush behind the minnow, like this. And I don't care if the TL7 hits me. I genuinely don't. We need to take this minnow out of the game. So we're going to do that right now. And then we'll use the minnow as cover against the TL7. So we'll chill here. And let's see if we can bait this player. Boom. Okay, nice. Track him. There's 303. We obviously have a substantially faster reload. So we can get 2 shots for every 1 shot that player pens. Let's back up. There's another shot. They try to hit me. And look at that, we're already up to 2,400 damage. This game has literally been 1 minute and 30 seconds, and we're up to 2,400 damage, which is insane. It's absolutely insane. So now, we're gonna... Oh, well, there goes all of our damage, unfortunate. Their team is horrible, and I've played as aggressive and perfect as I can, to be honest. I don't really think I could have done anything better in this game so far. Let's see. There's the grill, and they are pretty healthy. I shouldn't have fired HE there. Oh, is the KPZ going to immediately go for me? Indeed he is. Average, you know, tunnel moment there. But we're alive. There's a shell into the grill. Unfortunately, he does pen me again, which is not great. 98? Bro, I need to stop firing HE. It's clearly... It's not helping me, so I need to stop shooting it. I can't believe the grill penned me at that angle, too. He hatched me, bro. Okay. I get hatched? Are we real? As I said, grills are genuinely the most annoying tank to fight. They never miss. freaking hatched me? Are we real? Like, oh well. I got screwed with my 2 HEs. I should have just fired standard. I would have given myself an additional 400 damage if I had. But we got 260 XP, which is more than we need to 3-mark it, and our mark still went up 1.02%, sitting at almost 80% now. So even though I did play a little poorly there, I think we still did fine. I was hoping that I could just full send the grill, but with the Kampfpanzer turning back, we weren't able to do that. Unfortunately, their team fell apart way too fast, and sometimes when that happens, I'd play a little sloppy to try and get damage out, but I honestly think that we got about as much damage as we would have anyway in that game. Kron, Super Conk, again, you can see less heavies, more mediums, more tank destroyers. Now, TDs are fine, especially those TDs. Yag, Tiger, Tortoise, and E4 are all slow, which is perfect for a vehicle like the 140 to farm. Okay. I cannot believe we are sitting at an 86% win rate. That is unheard of. Maybe it's because I'm tryharding. Like, normally when I play this game, as I tell you guys, I genuinely don't try that hard. I'm just chilling, I'm playing with my friend. I'm not really trying that hard. So I always find it funny when people try to say, oh, Droodles, you're not that skilled. Well, here we have 2 hours of gameplay, and I'm averaging over 4K in the Object 140. Like, I don't know what to say. Alright, well, I've got 2 options. I can either sit here and try and spot tanks that go over that way, or we can try and farm off of our Object 84. I'm gonna spot tanks over here for now. Let's see. Is anything going to cross? Problem is, I probably won't detect tank destroyers in the crossing, and we can't hit that grill, or not the grill, the Kron. I need to back up. I need to be careful here. Nobody's spotted on their team. Oh, there you go. Come on, back up, back up. Nice. There you go, 336. Let's put on my adrenaline because we might be able to get one more. Beautiful. Another shot into that Super Conk, which bleeds him out. 600 health. Not bad. We have the Centurion, which we get a nice pin into the rear of, and we reload again. Boom. Centurion is gone. It's obviously pretty huge. Not able to hit any of you. I'm going to push behind the Kron. Is it a bad play? It could potentially be. But we're going to push behind him. We're going to get an HE for 390. Now we're just going to back on up. If that Kron decides to YOLO me, it'll be his funeral. Let's see. There you go. Nice shot into the Kron. Yeah, you're not feeling so confident about that play anymore, are you? Yep, you miss. And at this point, I can push him because he already missed 1 shot, which means he has the option of either reloading his shells and pushing me, or not reloading his shells. There you go. There's that troll Object 140 armor. Wow, dude. You really screwed this up big time. Huh. I don't know what to tell you, but you already know you're cooked. R.I.P. You got outplayed crazy. Like, actually, you got outplayed so hard. I don't think I've seen somebody get outplayed that much in a while. Droodles WTF. Oh. Indeed. Hello, Mystery 100. Hey, yo. Alright. Well, we have the enemy, Tortoise. Huh? How did I pen the Tortoise? I didn't even mean to shoot. I was trying to drive to his side, and I pressed the fire button just because of gut instinct, but I don't actually know how I penned him. I don't know. Can somebody go back and watch that and tell me how exactly I penned that player? Because that did not make sense to me at all. Either way, we got 1 pen into the Leopard, which is pretty good. And we know that the E4 was last spotted right over here, so we get 1 pen into you. And a 2nd pen into you. And I don't know if we're going to be dealing any more damage, because that yo is probably going... Never mind. We got the kill. 5,124 damage. 5 kills. That is a pretty swell game, if you ask me. Our mark in that battle went up a whopping 4.62%, putting us up to 84.45, meaning 1 more game, and we will have the Object 140 at the 2nd mark, which means we only need 1 more mark after that, and that's it. Okay, well, let's keep going, guys. Let's keep going. I cannot believe we have been doing this good. I genuinely did not expect to go even remotely close to this into the 140 today. I really didn't. And the thing is, people are going to go into the comments, and they're going to be like, oh, Droodles, you just have rigged matchmaking. I could never do that. And technically, that is true. You couldn't do that. But it's not because of rigged matchmaking. That's the thing. You're never going to get better at this game if you make excuses. That Kron on the enemy team in the NXE clan was actually a decent player. And I can show you that. We can go back and look at that player after this game. They were probably a 55 to 60%er because I know that clan. The thing is that if you know how to angle and use your tank properly, you can genuinely crap on people if you know what you're doing. Okay, here we go. We have the Kitten M player that was crying about me before. Apparently, you know, me tunneling him. Okay, let's go over here, and I'm going to move into this bush first. Let's see, do they cross? I need the gun depression. That right there is the... a little more. That's fine there. I'm not really that far through the bush. I'm going to move up. I don't think they're going this way. Let's... never mind. Well, we get a shell into the enemy E50, which is obviously pretty good. I don't really want to try and counter that right now. E50 is not a fun tank to try and fight in the Object 140 because I don't have a lot of pen. So that's the problem with trying to fight that. There you go. Nice shot into the Atlas. Let's aim it again. And, oh, dang, that shell missed by literally an inch. Oh, cool. Cool, dude. Cool. Okay. The tunnel is unreal right now. Cool. Cool. That was fun. Unfortunately, that was quite the bad game. The enemy team, they made an aggressive play on the heavy flank, and there wasn't anything I could do about it. So, oh well. 949 damage, and yeah, we really did not do that good at all. I like how the Z50 says, hi, Droodles, I'm a big fan, and then goes out of their way to, like, focus me and take me out of the game. It's fine, but it is kind of frustrating when you get games like that. Alright, let's try another game in the 140, but that game definitely disappointed me a lot. It lowered our average damage by a bit, which I don't really care that much. It's more the fact that I don't really think we did much wrong. Their team appeared out of nowhere. None of their tanks got detected until it was all at once, and there just wasn't much I could even do about that. I mean, they had a 50B. The Atlas literally full speed ran towards me, and I don't know. I probably should have left, but I just didn't think their whole team was going to be there. I don't know. Their team was, like, delayed. It's games like that, and those games happen a lot in Tier 6, where the enemy team will literally appear out of nowhere, even though, like, you've been sitting and spotting the flank for a solid amount of time. Like, they had multiple mediums, multiple very fast heavies, and I'm sitting there in the bush. Nothing gets spotted. My E50 is sitting in the bush. Nothing gets spotted. And then out of nowhere, they all just appear. Like, okay. Games like that are frustrating because I don't really think I made that much of a misplay, really. I think I put myself in the correct position. I think I played fine with the information given to me, but not every game you play is going to go great. So you have to try to minimize the bad results. Either way, here we are. Another game. Let's see what we can do. I do find it funny, though, that the last battle, the E50, laughed at me when I died, and then at the end of the game, I still did more damage than them. Like, really? It's pretty sad. That's pretty sad. Okay. We are going to move over to the Base A Overlook. It's a very good early game position to detect enemy mediums. And they only have 2 Tier 9 mediums, so see what happens. There you go. Let's go for... Wow, that was so far off from where I wanted it to go. That's really devastating. There's... Whoa, what is my gun doing right now? Praised this gun before. Okay, well that makes up for it. I genuinely don't know what our gun was doing there for a moment, though. Just 1 shot. And 2 shots. Nice. Is the Centurion really going to rush me? Do you know how much DPM I have? Yeah, alright. So, can we ammo rack both of these guys? We shot him right there. Dang. I was really hoping. They aren't even here, so... I was hoping we could get the kill. I think the BZT shot at me. I heard a big old chunker of a shell near me. Let's see. We got the tortoise crossing in the open. There you go. Nice 274. And long live the tortoise. It's funny how you can go from that last game to this one here. It's literally a night and day difference. Their team OP. No, I think your team's just bad, I'm going to be honest. Tortoise snaps me. Oh well. I should be safe to move up. I'm not that worried. What I find crazy is that this tortoise is still poking. Dude, you have been bled so many times. Ow! How does that hit? How do I miss the easy shots, but I hit that? That is insane. That was literally one of the most insane shots I've ever fired in my entire life right there. We have the T-30, which we get a nice shell into. And my teammate in the Celino is, like, perfectly in my way, but I don't really care. Because he's gone. There's the VK-90. There's one shell into his tank. 2 shells into his tank. This is why having DPM is silly. Because when you have DPM, you have the ability to just kind of do whatever you want and get rewarded for it. I mean, we've done so much damage already. HE the rear of the BZT for 400. And we don't get another shot into him, but we have the bad shot, which we get the clear into. 6,138 damage, and that made up for the previous game. That 900 damage battle may have been pretty bad, but that definitely made up for it. And that'll put our average damage right back up, and our mark right back up. We are now at 85.95. So, you know what? I was a little salty. I'm not going to lie. I was a little salty. But you have a bad game, you have a good game to pick it right back up. So, sweet. Okay. Let's keep going. Let's keep on going. I'm about halfway through this garbage frickin' Dr. Pepper. It is genuinely garbage. If we can get, like, another 6K game like that, that'd be really nice. We have that same 50B. I'm going to keep an eye out for him this time. He's not going to get away with what he did last game. It wasn't even the 50B that ruined our game. It was the Atlas and the E50 on the other side. Okay, here we go. Here we go. Again, what? Cool. Let's see. Can I spot anything crossing? Not so far. I did see something go into that bush, so I know for a fact they have a tank here. We're just gonna wait. I don't really like this. Our bat chat's spawn camping, and nobody spotted on the heavy flank. I guess I'll just say, gonna try and YOLO me again. Nobody's here. Literally nobody's here. But I saw a tree knocked down, so I am not entirely confident in my positioning here. Wow, that 50B's nuked already. Okay. Let's try and flank. Games like this are very tricky because you don't know what the enemy team's doing. There's one shell into the STB. Get the Sheridan, of course. I hate Sheridan so much. They are just such an unenjoyable tank to fight, dude. I'm gonna spawn camp in my Sheridan and overmatch your entire armor profile and take 600 health off of you. Yay. And their whole team is turning around. Cool. It was the Yag who shot my bat shot. That's so much fun. I love having my entire game thrown away because I get basically full health ammo racked. Thanks, game. That's really fun. Our mark went back down another 2%. I don't even think I really made that much of a misplay there. I thought that the T-30 had shot my bat shot. It was the enemy Yag. I heard the shell, and I should have looked at how much health my bat shot lost, I guess, but I shouldn't have gotten ammo racked either way. And we probably would have won that game if I didn't. But as always, just seems like the game's out to punish me sometimes. That was really frustrating. That genuinely really pissed me off. Alright. I need to get a couple more good games here, and then hopefully we'll be done with the 3 mark. But I'm going to be honest, I'm starting to get to the point where the game is punishing me more than it is rewarding me. I mean, we're still at 82% win rate, which is fine. Like, we're doing good, but it's just really annoying when you get punished for things that aren't necessarily in your control, you know? Okay. Nobody hits the TVP. That's crazy. Alright. Nice. We get a bounce. That's pretty good. And got the leopard. Got some more bounces. Okay, nice. 388. Caro tracks him. I don't want to be the one that takes the hits here. There's another shot into you. Caro shoots. I shoot. I'm going to back up. And let's reload again. There's another shell into the 62. Another bounce. The thing about this tank is that it does actually have pretty troll turret armor. It's not great, but if you're using max gun depression, it can be tricky to reliably cut through. And we can see in this game, for example, that I was able to use my turret armor to my advantage and actually block 1300 damage. You would not be able to do that with a leopard, and that is a distinct advantage in this vehicle over a tank like the leopard. Well, the 183 is spotted, and they really have nothing left already. That's crazy that their team has died this quickly. Question is, which way is the 183 facing? And not towards me. There's one shell. That player's dead. And there's another shell. I hate that we didn't get the fire, but we did assist a lot, so that's pretty good. Enemy VZT is gone, and that leaves us with the Super Conch. There's one shell into that player. And let's get to his rear so we can get a high explosive out. There's 2. Let's load another HE. Dang. Bro got nuked. Okay, I mean, we did fine. 2,100 assistance, plus 3,900 damage. And we got some kills. I think all of that together is pretty good, yeah. We went up 2.3 on the mark, so that's not horrible. Alright, let's just keep it up. Let's keep getting games like this, and we'll be good. If we can get some games like that, we'll be totally fine. What we don't want to do is get another game where we deal 900 damage. That's really not the goal. Man, I got... This soda's giving me burps. This is horrible. It really is. I have, like... I think I bought a 24 case. So I think I have, like, 22 of these left. I had one the first day I bought them because I was excited. I was like, ooh, strawberries and cream sounds good. And it was garbage. Ugh. Whoa. Kampfpanzer, VK90, Atlas. Okay. Timed my battles to avoid you. Set to encounter. Problem solved. Okay. Speed, 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 speed. And I like supremacy. Well, then you're gonna have to fight me. Lame. Lame. Alright. We got that TVP nuke, so that's pretty good. I think that TVP might be making a play again. It looked like he was. I'm gonna reposition over here, where if you blind fire, you wouldn't be able to hit me. Nothing's been spotted on the other side, which is... Okay, there you go. With that player being spotted there, I think if the E50 attacks, I'll support. But I'm not going to move up until that E50 does. Okay. Let's see. Got the VK90 in mid. Yeah, they left. I kind of figured they did. It just seemed obvious, but I wasn't going to be the one to find out. I have learned too many times being the one to spot what happens. And we even had that happen to us. Oh. Okay, well there's 310 into the Kampfpanzer. Let's back up and forth. There's another 260. Let's aim it on him again. There's another 260 again, Brian. You. Oh, really? Okay, we got lucky that he missed, but, like, that is... I'm sorry. That's how stupid TD camo legs are. Okay, nice. He missed again. His Conf Panzer has decided that they're going to drive out into the open and kill themselves for 0 damage. Good job. And the thing is, the KPZ has like 2,500 DPM. I have like 3,500 DPM, so I literally out DPM you like crazy. Don't worry though, that tank is the highest module damage in tier 10 for 150 millimeters, so it wouldn't have surprised me if I had gotten ammo racked. It really wouldn't have. I would have molded. You would have heard a lot of nasty words coming out of my mouth. If that player, out of all players, had ammo racked me, I would have been very, very frustrated. We have the VK90. A nice 302 into him. And that was a bad play on my part. Really? Wow. That's a great game. Let's go for the hatch. It was never going to hit, but I am a little disappointed right now in the performance of the 140 gun. Not crazy, but some of these shots should not be missing, and they are. Let's go all the way far corner. Let's head over here. Let's aim it on that VK. There's 287. And let's aim it again. It missed again. Wow. I cannot believe this gun right now. It's really trolling me. Wow! I am absolutely speechless. I mean, we still got the clear. We still did 3,900 damage, 2 kills. I mean, we did good, but for some reason, that VK90 had like an RNG magnet on it, and every time we fired, just didn't want to hit. It was weird. Either way, we went up another 1.13 on the mark, so we're up to 87.63 now, and that's pretty good. So we only have a little bit left to go, and we'll be done. So even though we have been getting a little bit trolled in terms of the gun, we've been doing fine. This is the kind of game I like to see. I don't like to see the 116 and Kron, because those are dangerous, but I do like to see the enemy team having a bunch of heavies. Okay, full speed ahead. Boobs. Alright, I'm hopefully going to be able to spot them in the crossing, of course. We're going to take this route because with the way that I spawned, this route is faster, as we can see. Quite a bit faster than my Conf Panzer. So we'll head over here. There is the Kron. Nice. Ooh, look at that. 247. We really juiced him. Okay, and then we bounce that. That's really unfortunate. I'm not going to use my repair kit. We're just going to chill here. Let's see, is the 5A going to poke? Oh, there it is. The grill, once again, being the biggest rat known to humankind. We love grill players. Woo! Oh, we got another shell into the grill at least. It's pretty good. I am not going to poke. Okay. Let's take a quick blind shot. Oh, never mind. Boom. There's another 298 into the grill. And there is another 388. Yeah, did you enjoy that? I hope you didn't. I hope that pissed you off. I hate grill players. They're so annoying. Okay, what are we going to do? I'm going to flank behind the WZ. Or, I don't think I can climb up that. I don't think I've ever tried, but I don't think I can. So we'll move over here. We'll see if we can get the kill into this guy. Boom, there you go. And then we have the WZ, which I'm going to load a high explosive into for 440. And another high explosive for another 407. Because this thing has such a fast reload. Never mind, I was going to say I'm hoping to out-reload the Conf Panzer, but we weren't able to do that. Okay. Well, we have the IS-4 over here. So let's push the IS-4. We also have the 5A. Okay. Let's aim it on these players. Really? Oh my god. It's like the one spot I don't want my shell to go to. The game's like, yes, let's hit that spot specifically. Well, there goes that player. We have the IS-4. We'll load gold to guarantee the pen. And at this point, we did... Aww. Stop taking my kills! I need the kills. I don't even care about the damage. I need kills to go up on the mark. But we did fine. 3,400-ish damage. Oh, but we only went up 0.18. See, that's the thing. Like, if we're not getting kills, we're not going to deal damage. So, that's a bit of a bummer. Either way, back in the queue we go. Let's see. Sheridan and a Skoda T27. We have a T92. And that's it. Okay. I mean, that's not horrible. I'm going to ping over here. Oh, go this way. You're in a light. Help me. It's not your job to go to the heavy flank in a freaking light tank. And it's not like they have the scariest tanks. While the Sheridan is dangerous, it's an easy tank to kill if you catch it in the open. Alright, let's head over here. There's the Skoda. Oh, really? Oh, my headset battery's low. It's actually a little shocking. Let's see, is that Sheridan gonna poke? Are they? There you go, nice. Oh, I'm gonna bleed a potential lot of damage here. 496, okay. At least we hit him in the hatch again. Let's put on my adrenaline. Really? That's crazy bad RNG right there. Alright, let's move up a little bit more. And there we go. Another 288. And we have our whole team moving up now. You need to not block me, Mr. Oh my god. Are we real? Are we real? Wow. Thanks. Thanks, 752. Thanks. You basically just cost me my game. It's hard not to mold when you get teammates like that. It is. It's genuinely hard not to crash out. Because I didn't make a misplay. I poked that VZ properly. And I didn't put myself in over-aggressive positions. I did everything right. And yet, I'm the one who gets punished. And gets my health thrown away. Because my teammate blocks me. It's just ridiculous. We're still doing okay. We've gotten some kills, and thankfully at this point in the battle, we're not as reliant on... Let's go for that track so we can get some assistance. There you go. We got all that assistance damage, which... Never mind. We're spotted. I can't believe we were still spotted. That's crazy. Our 752 killed us. He literally lost us that health, and we would have lived. So thank you, 752. Mistakes happen. They do. But... that's not even like a mistake, like I'm gonna be honest. How do you push your teammate and not notice that you're pushing your teammate? It's just really frustrating. I've said in the past, it's usually teammates that cause me to die in a lot of the games that I play. It's not the enemy team. Like obviously sometimes the enemy team can cause me to die, but it's just so frustrating when you have your own team as the result of your downfall, because they're too oblivious to notice that they're driving into you. And pushing you into the VZ and causing you, you know, 500 health. It's very frustrating. What I do need to do is plug in my headset. So let me do that really quickly. Alright, hopefully we still went up on the mark. We did. We went up 0.5%, so that's not horrible. But, still very unenjoyable to have a result like that because of your teammate. I'm going to give him a thumbs down. You need to do a better job and be... Oh, yeah, there it is. 41%, brother. I'm not frustrated. It's just wasting my time, right? I don't care. Like, I'm 3,900 average. I don't really care what I average in the 140. I genuinely don't. It's not a tank I'm ever going to really play. And my win rate is still 84%. I mean, the win rate's crazy high. I'm just trying to get this mark done. And when I have opportunities like that, and they get taken away, it is very annoying. But either way, what do we have? We got a Progetto, and we have a T92. I have an E50, so we have a flat medium advantage. I'm going to ping for our team to go this way. I will support the E50. I will. Okay. I'm going to move to the spot there. Where are we going? Yeah? Yeah, is this what we're going to do? Yeah, of course. Okay. Thanks. Thanks, bro. It's hard to not be a horrible teammate, you know? It really is. It's hard not to push your teammate into a wall. Second game now we've played where I've had a teammate push me. Genuinely, I'm getting very frustrated at this point. It's not hard, as I said, to be a decent teammate. It's not. But, no, we're gonna just push you for no reason. Okay, I'm gonna pretend like I'm moving up this way, and then we'll cut over here. Frog can't see me. Okay, I'm gonna keep moving up. Keep the Kron on the flank. We also have the SPHT. There's one shell into that player. And 2 shells into that player. And 3 shells into that player. And he's dead. Okay, that's pretty good. It's a lot of health we took off that SPHT. And it looks like the 92 is bailing. Did the Progetto bail? No, it did not. Okay, let's move over here. Same on the Prog. I don't really care if you clip me. You know why? Because you're going to have no DPM after that, so go for it. Congrats, you threw your game away to do that. Hope it was worth. There's another shell. Of course, the 50 gets the kill, which is really annoying, because I'm the one that lost 1,050 health to deal that damage. That shell does nothing to the Kron. It's also very annoying. Should have done at least something. Yeah, let's go for the Kron turret. There you go. Nice. 307. Dang. This XM just needs to go. He's got enough health that the Kron genuinely is not going to be a threat. Like, I should not be the one having to make these plays here. Thankfully, the Kron missed. We don't get any kills, though, which is really annoying. And we really don't get that much damage either. I mean, might get one more shell into the 183. Dang, I was really hoping we could ram him. We did fine. 3,700, and we assisted 1,400 by tracking the enemy SPHT, which means that we will get some more XP. We went up 0.57, but again, not a crazy game. Not a crazy game. We needed kills, and that E50 took that 1 kill on the Progetto, which kind of sucks, but alright, let's keep going. Teammates are just so selfish in this game. They really are. I mean, I let that E50 get in front of me because I wanted to get to that position. I thought they were going to go wide. And then they cut me off and pushed me into the wall. And it didn't even matter. Like, it didn't really affect the game at all. But it's just like, really? You couldn't have given me, like, 1 inch of room? Like, come on, dude. It's not that hard. Either way, that's what she said. What do we have? We got a Sheridan and a Caro. There's no way I'm playing aggressive on the medium side. That's not happening in a million years. When all I have is an M46 patent. So, we're going to make our way to the mid-overlook. Our mark is still slowly going up. Currently, we are at 88%. So, if we get like a 5K, we'll probably go up 2-ish%. That'll be 90. So, realistically here, we're nearing the end. I just noticed that my recording. I guess I forgot I restarted the recording at some point. Alright, well, let's move up. Let's see what we can do. Let's go over here. Let's move into the bush. Here we are, and... Alright, nice. We have the enemy conch spotted. Nice 318. We have the enemy Sheridan spotted. 312. I have no words. I'm just speechless. I just need to not get angry, is what I need to do. But, oh. Cool. 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 That game was genuinely incredibly infuriating. That was probably the most annoying game out of every game I've played today. And I did over-aggress. I shouldn't have put my 140 that far up, especially after I saw the Sheridan crossing. But it's obviously too late now. Mistakes are made. That game just really got me frustrated. I'm starting to get sleep deprived at this point. As I said, it's 6 in the morning now, and I'm not working on full cylinders anymore, and you can see that our average damage has slowly dropped over the time span of today's video. It's not that big of a deal. you know, I'm fine with 3,800. It doesn't really make too much of a difference, but I need to call it. I said earlier, the next bad game I have, I'll call it, and then I've continued playing anyway. So, I've been making a lot more mistakes as my brain has slowly divulged into less and less sleep. So I think the smart play at some point here is to give it a little bit of a rest. Let's see. We have all these players over here, and I don't really like that. We have the concept backing up. There's 315. We have the mouse. I was really hoping that the mouse was going to back up, and he didn't. That was a waste of my adrenaline. Get the enemy Centurion over here. Okay. This gun is really weird. It's, like, incredibly accurate, but then it also decides to miss, like, the easiest shots ever for no reason. Where did that one go? I don't know, but the problem is, I'm worried if I stay here too long, I'm gonna get rushed by other tanks as well, so I have to be really careful. But we're okay so far. Let's get that Vickers shot, nice. I don't know why this Centurion is playing so aggressive. I mean, they're literally a one-shot. Yeah, I don't really know what the thought was behind those plays. We have the mouse, nice, 307. Pretty good. We're doing all right so far. Nothing crazy, but okay. It's aiming on the Foshalar plate. It's not bad. 295. However, don't want to bleed more than I have to, so let's go over here. And okay. Don't get mad. Don't get mad. Don't get mad. Where are these shots going, Wargaming? Where? Where are they going? Genuinely. I'm not even that worried about the concept. I have so much more DPM than him that it's not really that big of a threat. Like, I out-reload him by such a crazy amount that I'm not worried at all about this player. Genuinely not even in the slightest worried about him. Like, look at how much damage we're ripping out into him. Just more really frustrating that our tank is just completely trolling us in these battles. I don't want to be hit by the mouse. I especially don't want to be hit by the 60. So we're just going to wait here. And once that 60 shoots, we can move up. But for now, I'm not going to make a play. We are already up to 4,600, which is pretty good. 60 is still sitting there. Sheridan hits him. He will probably start turning for that Sheridan, which means I can head over here. There you go. There's 290. And there is another 602. Sheridan bounced. Let's go for a clearing, really? No, you're going to die. That was a good game. That's pretty good. 5,564. 2 kills. We played pretty good in this game. Even though we had some missed shots, I don't think we made too many misplays. I don't know what was going on with our shells on that Foch, though. Those shots genuinely made no sense. Our average damage went up a little bit, and our win rate is still 83%. I mean, we've been chunking out wins like crazy. We are at 89.59 on the mark. So I think at this point we just keep going. We are not anywhere close to 50 games yet. We'd have to play about 10 more games before we get close to that 50 game mark. And what that means is that as long as we can mark this tank in the next 10 battles, we'll be good. That's it. We just need to get like 3, 4 to 5k games and we'll be good. And this tank has proven that it's been able to get those games out in the past. So it's not like this is a unheard of challenge. But man, do I regret doing this today. Because it is now 6:10 in the morning. We started at 3 in the morning, which means this has been going on for over 3 hours now. Oh man. Oh man. Why do I do this to myself, guys? Why do I do this to myself? We have an M46 Patton and an E50. Only 2 heavies, a Salino and a VK90. Oh, and they have a Sheridan. I don't like this at all. Okay. We'll see how this goes. See how this goes. That Patton's decent. They're like a 60%er, so I have to be careful about them as well. Okay. I'm going to push towards the mid spot for now. I know that my Sheridan wants support, but our E50 is literally AFK. I don't want to make a play right now with that E50 not even, like, existing. So, I'm going to start by giving my team information. Sitting in this spot is pretty good. As we can see, I've already spotted the VK90. I even got a shell into them, which is pretty nice. We have the VK90 moving up a little bit. Well, actually, he pushed the Seleno, which allowed us to get an easy shell into him. There we go. He missed. Boom. Seleno missed again. And boom, there you go. Another 313. That Seleno is not enjoying our company right now. Of course. Why am I the one getting focused here? I don't even know what hit me. It's got to be the Patton. Makes sense. He did say 07 to me after all. There's one shell into the Sheridan. And ooh, that's a 183. That is indeed a 183. Alright, let's push the... Oh, okay, well that player's gone. I don't love this. Okay, nice. We did get in a cover, which is pretty good. And there's one shell into the 183. My adrenaline is cooking. And 2 shells into the 183. That's pretty good. That is a lot of damage we've taken off that player. Overall, we're doing pretty good in this game. Is that Patton gonna poke? They do. And I angulate it properly, which means that the Patton can't pen me. There you go. Another nice shot into the Patton. It's a decent amount of damage we've been able to take off of that player there. Okay. E50 is still a pretty big threat. I don't know what I want to do here, but I'm going to try and support my E50. Let's see. I'm going to move over this way. There's 335. Cool. That's very, very irritating. Alright, nice. We angled it properly and we got the bounce. And we're going to go for 1 shell into the enemy M48. And let's go for 2. Whoa! And he hits that. Okay. That's crazy. That's crazy. Is he going to kill our teammate in the 50? He does. Come on, let me get the kill. Nice. I needed that XP. This is so far shaping up to be a pretty good game. 4,581 damage. And we're doing pretty good. I don't know why that Patton shot me instead of the E50 before. That was a really interesting play on their part. Okay, we have the Seleno over here in base B. Let's hit that Seleno once. Nice. Let's put on my adrenaline. Hit them twice. That's really good. Then we have the Yag over here. There you go. Right into the roof. Yag's out of the game. Alright, I'm going to say thanks. Let's push into base A so that they don't get base cap. Here we go. Not entirely sure what our Waffle's doing. There you go. We spotted him and we got some assistance because of that. Alright, pretty good. There you go. VK90's camping in that back bush, which I don't really think that's a smart play for that VK90, let's be honest. Let's move over here. Let's cap the base. And then we'll get XP from capping this base, which is a pretty big win. Here we go. Nice, nice, nice. There's the Seleno. Let's see if we can bait him. There we go. Nice. And we drive to his side. Take him out of the game. Waffle bounce the VK. And we get the VK taken out of the game. And there you go. That was a pretty good battle. It's 5,600 damage. And we capped 2 bases. We are definitely the reason we won that game. And we went up a lot. We went up 2.34% on the mark. So we actually had a really good game there. We're up to 91.93. So that's good. I will take it. I will take it. And I'll give that Patton credit. He was pretty good. Our gun actually worked this game well. Everything went the way we wanted it to. So we have 3% to go, and we will be done. If we can get 2 more games like that, we're done. That's it. Honestly, we don't even need 2 games like that. If we got a 4K and then 1 more 5K, we're done. Like, we're not that far off at this point. And our average damage is now back over 3,900, which is totally fine with me. M48 and a T22. Oh, and a concept and a cron? Ew! That's so lame. That's so lame, bruh. I don't like to see that at all. We are gonna hope. No? Yeah, you're gonna drive your mouse tank to the heavy flank? Okay. You do you. It's a really bad play. We could have had a medium win, but doing that throws any chances of obviously having a medium tank win. I'm going to play pretty aggressive over here just to see. There you go. We do spot the waffle. Nice, 340. Okay. What else do they have? Base C is being captured. It's pretty normal, though. I don't really love what's going on here. Base A is being capped, which is not surprising at all. Alright. Waffles there. Of course. It's my fault for poking, but still. It's very, very irritating. Dang. With the M48. Ew. Shell didn't even go close to where I wanted it to. It looks like the concept is potentially going to die. I wanted to be able to hit him, but basically everybody on our team hit him before me. That's okay. We're dealing damage. I'm not able to hit the E4. I also don't want to be in a position where that E4 is able to hit me, though. I'm going to move over this way. And this was a really bad play on my part. Oh, this is what happens when I'm sleep-deprived. This is what happens when I'm sleep-deprived. I make really bad plays, and that was a throwing play right there. That was a game-throwing play. Because we have the T22 on us. We do track the pattern, which is obviously quite important, but I threw this game. Should not have pushed out of this position I was in. Okay, we get one pen into you. We will out-reload the patent. So there you go, another nice 290. See if we can bait them. I did not bait them. I played this really poorly, but to be honest, our mouse tank just... You can't not go medium side on this map. You just can't. You have to go medium side. But I threw this. I should have flexed back into the spawn. Our mark only went down 0.3, which isn't huge. I mean, that's totally fine, but I'm playing poorly. My brain is absolutely fried, and this is what happens. You know, I've been playing for over 3 hours at this point. It's actually more than 3 hours because I've cut out a little bit of the gameplay and even some of the cues for you guys. So I'm probably looking at about 3.5 hours of Blitz at this point. And having to try hard or pay attention to everything going on for over 3 hours, it becomes a pretty big toll. I mean, I literally have to pay attention to everything going on the enemy team, everything going on my team, and not make over-aggressions, not making bad shots, and getting ammo racked by T-30s. So, my brain at this point is just... It's cooked. I'm gonna be honest. It's pretty cooked. I'm trying my best, though. I'm just trying to get this done so that I don't have to play it anymore in the future for my future videos. And, like, we're still doing good. It's not that hard to 3-mark this tank, but I need to lock in. I need to use the last ounce of my brain power and get these final games done. Okay. There is the 4005. If the 4005's here, I bet there's more. Not spotting anything over there. We do have the WZ. Nice. Okay. This 4005 is probably going to poke. There he is. I have to be really careful about that tank. That thing can, like, butter through my entire turret. But, if we play smart, they're going to have a real hard time doing so. What hit me? E50, okay. Aiming. Nice. It's pretty good. Let's put on my... Really? Really? Are we real? Oh, wow, they're all gonna tunnel me. Whoa! The tunnel is insane! It's actually insane, dude. I cannot believe the tunnel some of these players... That concept went out of his way by like a mile to focus me. That's insane. He has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 tanks. Look at him. He's on this side of the map trying to go for me. Honestly, what a piece of shit. I don't curse much on this channel. What a piece of shit. Like, I'm being totally real when I say that. Is this E50 gonna try and tunnel me too? Look at this. Look at the tunnel from these players. It is insane. I'm genuinely so pissed when I get into games like this. I'm in a freaking Object 140. I'm not in some big, scary tank that you have to go out of your way to throw your game to focus me. But that's what we just saw from that E50, from the concept, and from everything else. I mean, look at this E50. Look at him. He's still trying to tunnel me. Wow, that is insane. Oh, go for it. I'll track you. Bye. Bye-bye. Garbage. Actually garbage. You deserve to be made fun of. Same for the concept. The fact that both of those players just did that, like, that player literally went out of his way to try and tunnel me. There's nothing else I can really say about that. It's so incredibly frustrating when you get a game like that. It's another shot into the concept. 4005 hits the yo once. I wanted to hit that yo, but he was just sitting in a way I couldn't get around him. Either way, 4,400 damage, 1,000 assisted. People try to say that, oh, Droodles, you're just making up the claim that you're getting tunneled. I don't even think you can make that argument in this game. Like, even if you dislike me as a creator, that E50 literally drove across the map to try and tunnel me. You get a turret emoji. That was the most blatant tunneling I've ever seen. I don't know what that concept was doing. I don't know why he was shooting at me when there were... And the yo, too. Like, what was that game? This is what I mean, though, guys. Sometimes I play this game, and I get punished for stuff that, like, is literally not even possible for me to think of, right? I would have been doing so fine, too, if that yo and concept did not appear behind me. But there's a yo and concept behind me, and then an E50 on my front. And the E50 wasn't really a problem until he started just YOLOing to try and kill us. That's when it became a problem. Alright, alright. E5, 5A, and a 50B. Okay. They have 2 mediums. We have 2 mediums, which makes sense, because the game now has to do that. I just don't like that their heavies are mobile. And ours are mobile too, but it's a different kind of heavy that we have versus they do. Am I spotted? How? I genuinely, like, how am I spotted? Okay, the 183 is detected. That's pretty crazy. Okay, cool. I wish this thing had better turret armor. It's fine that it doesn't, but I do wish that it did. Okay, how long is it going to take our team to push? That's the question. Our team needs to make a play if they want to win, and they're just not. They're just sitting in town. This is how you lose games, when you don't make plays and you need to. Okay, we have the 50B spotted. Not really sure. Okay. Not really sure what that shot did either. This is bad. Bad is the only way I can describe this current unfolding. Oh, why? Why did you turn back? Why? Just why? Why? Oh, great. There's one shell into the 183. Come on, go for that track wheel. Nice. Tracked him. There's another shot. And... how? How do we bounce you? There's a nice shot into the 5A. Let's see if we can bait him. No. It's not worth it at this point because that T-30's there. And that T-30's a genuine, pretty big threat. But we do get a nice shell into the E5, so that's not bad. I mean, we're doing okay. I have bled some health. Some of which was my fault, some of which wasn't. But we're doing our job so far. The T-30 is on reload, and we're going to hit the T-30 first. I don't want to be hit by that 5A. I don't have the health to do that right now, because they still have a pretty healthy Patton over here. Come on, Patton, make a play this way. Our team needs to take that Patton out of the game. There's 388. Nice. Patton shoots. Not able to hit them, though, again. Which isn't great. Which way is the Patton going to go? They're not going to go really anywhere. Alright, let's go for a shot. Okay, I was hoping that that would, you know, track him and lock him down and take him out, but do get another shell into the Patton there. Get another shell into the Patton, and because I have my adrenaline cooking, I will easily out-reload that player and take them out of the game. V5. I'm going to pretend like I'm going this way. Oh, why is our 50B? Unspotted 50B. Oh, well. I did pretty good. I can't get mad. I did 4,100. We assisted 1,000, and we got a kill. I wish I didn't bleed that health early game against that T-30. But we did fine. We did fine. The 116 did okay. Our team was pretty bad, though. They didn't push. The IS-7, the 116, the rest of our heavies, they just literally, like, sat in the heavy tank positions and never moved up. And our team needed to push behind them while they were pushing our spawn and farm them. I wanted to do that, but I can't do that in an Object 140. You know, this tank is too weak to make plays like that. But, I mean, we're still at 80% win rate. And we went up another 0.89. So we're at 30 or 93.82. So if we literally get one really good game, we're done. If we can get like a 5K battle and get 2 kills, I think we'll be done with the 3 mark. If we get a 4K game and a couple kills and maybe cap a base, we could still potentially finish it. Like, we're very close at this point. Even though it went a little rocky at the end. It did. It did. We had a couple really unfortunate games. But in general, we've been doing really good. I mean, we're still 3,900 average, 80% win rate, 40 games. That win rate alone is insanely high. We were getting some really, really lucky games earlier, and then we've started getting some really unlucky games. But what's weird is, like, every time we have a really bad game, we then have, like, a really decent game right after it. So I'm hoping that we don't have any bad games, and we just have a really good game. Knocking on wood. Problem is, they have a 4202. 4202 is pretty good at killing 140s because it can hesh through most of my armor. Alright, here's what we're going to do. We're going to start by going to the medium side, and we'll see if I can spot that 4202. We have the 268, and it looks like potentially the grill helping me as well. So I do have teammates supporting me. Let's see, will I spot anything over here? There is the 4202. But he goes right through my turret. Okay, I'm going to back up so that 4202 can't hit me. Yeah, see that I don't like. Yeah, you're not hitting that. I'm not allowing you to. It's not happening. But we did get some assistance, deservedly. I don't know why that 4202 is playing so aggressive. Alright, let's just maneuver on into cover. Nice. And let's see. What is this V4's game plan? Not really sure. I don't know why our TDs are low. They should have gone up the bridge with me, and we could have taken out the 4202. But because they went low, they're in really, really weird and useless positions for the most part. Do get a nice shot into the V4, which is pretty good at least. Tried to hit him again. Wasn't able to. Okay, where did that go, game? Let's try that again. Let's go for the grill side. 345. I mean, it's better than nothing. Go for another shot into the grill. Nice fire. That helps out our teammate quite a bit. We have the 4202 up top. Boom. There's 304. And there we go. Nice. We get a mount. We track him? That's pretty annoying. Alright, well, gonna... Oh, no, you don't. No. No, why? Why? Alright, Let's see if we can keep him pinned. Cool. Yay. Cool. Well, that's great. The last game I just played, my computer decided to stop working, and I had to reload my entire computer. That's why you can see one more game was added to the tally. This has not been going well. This has actually been going really bad. And part of it's because I'm getting frustrated, and I'm sleep deprived, but I am genuinely throwing away my games, I'm throwing away my stats, and it's becoming to a point where I'm getting really angry. I need to... I don't even know. My team has decided once again that they don't want to drive their mediums to the medium flank. Spotted the enemy 752. Got a shell into the mill. But I'm already in a really, really bad spot here, because if those tanks in base A decide to hit me, I'm going to be farmed. So I need to move over here, where I can't get hit by those tanks. And we need to move over this way, just like this. Let's see, we have the 752. You gonna poke? No. Kampfpanzer's just gonna sit in the back, so I can't do anything about him. Yep. I really can't do anything right now. Okay. What I need to stop doing is playing over-aggressive. Okay. Well, we still pen the 752, so that's not bad. Good job, Standard. I'm so happy that you're on my team. I really am, you know, I'm ecstatic. Great. This is going horrible. Let's see, we have the Leopard over there, and T-95. Oh, good job. Oh, I'm gonna bounce the Leopard roof. So, what do I do here? Okay, he's out of the game. I'm going to ignore the tanks over there. We're going to get a shell into the Emil-2 once. And let's go for his upper plate. There we go. He's out of the game. And the KPZ misses because he sucks. So we get one shell into the Kampfpanzer. Get a shell into the 752. And now, I need to play ring around the Rosie with the Kampfpanzer. However, Kampfpanzer is genuinely a very, very mobile tank, so he's got enough mobility that I'm not able to beat him in ring around the Rosie. Trying to track him, but for some reason the game's just not letting me break his track. Cool. But enough mobility here that we can get to his side, take him out of the game, so that's pretty good. And now that leaves us with our Type 71, which is pretty healthy. Okay, nice. Easy shot into the Leopard. That's pretty good. And let's see, we have the 121B. Nice. 315. Reloading again. And boom. That player's out of the game. 263 is genuinely very low, and so is the Leopard. And what was a losing game... Okay. That was very annoying. But let's give the Leopard a nice little love tap. Nice little HE. And... dang, I was really hoping we could get the kill, but we did get 5 kills. We did 4,300 damage, and we played this really good. I think that I did everything I needed to in this game, so overall, pretty good stuff. Not too bad. We went up 1.43%, which puts us up to 93.88 again. So if we get one decent game, we'll be done. That's all we need. One decent game, and we'll be done with the 3 mark. Dead Rail, of course. Ah, my favorite map ever. Okay, we're going to do the same thing that I've been doing in the past on Dead Rail. We'll go over to the Overlook first. We will spot and see what's going on. And then we will play it by year. Marking. Okay. I'm going to spot here. Our medium should hopefully be able to hold that while I'm spotting. If I can get a little bit of farm out, I will. If not, we'll bail. So we'll see what happens here. Sees anybody there. We have the enemy VZ. We get a nice shell into them. They miss. And let's see if we can bait the VZ. There you go. Nice. As I've mentioned in the past, the armor on this tank is genuinely very strong at getting bounces if you angle it properly. So because of that, we've already been able to take this full health VZ and bleed them a substantial amount of their hit points. Hopefully that 183 is not sitting in the back, because I'm going to leave. The IS-7, which misses me. Get a nice 316 to the IS-7. We're going to move over here and aim it on the lower plate. Ooh, see, now that's what I'm talking about. Game? That's cool. Anything else you'd like to punish me on Wargaming today? You know, easy shots on a fully exposed tank? My bad. Alright, let's head over this way. And we have the IS-7 spotted. TL-7's right over here. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to make a very, very quick and advantageous play across over to this way, where the 183 won't be able to hit me. And we can bleed out this player in the TL-7. See? I was hoping we could get the kill, but they're still out of the game, which is pretty good. We have the IS-7 over here. IS-7... Nice. That would have actually penned with AP, but I just wasn't sure they were going to show me the angle for that. Alright, IS-7's backing up again. Unfortunately, our RNG does not work as well the second time. Let's see. I'm going to go for the kill. I don't care if the 183 hits me. It's worth. I'm trying to get kills. I'm trying to get damage, and those two things go hand in hand. Alright, let's see if we can get this 183 farmed. That's really the only opponent at this point that I can get some damage into. So let's head over here. Let's get another shot into him. And let's reload again. He bounces me somehow. Good job. Come on, reload. Let me get the kill. Boom. There you go. W. 2 kills, 3,700 damage. It's not going to be enough to get the 3 mark, I don't think. But it is going to be enough that it puts us pretty close to the 3 mark. Indeed, 94.18. That put us up 0.3. So all we need is another decent game, and we're good. That was only 279 mark XP as well. We did pretty good, though. I mean, we bled out the VZ55 in the beginning. He made overaggressions, missed his shots, and then we took like half of his health off. And again, that's what the 140 is capable of doing. When enemies make overaggressions, you can really, really take them out quickly. So we got a Concept, FE2 and 5B, M103, and an ML2. And then for mediums, they have a Sheridan and a 121B. Okay. Overall, I have to say I've really been enjoying the 140. I personally have made a couple misplays in some of the games, but I think the 140 has been doing a pretty good job overall. If we didn't get ammo racked in that one game, we probably would have already had the 3 mark done, which is kind of annoying, but it's whatever. We also had a couple games where I may have overaggressed a little and got taken out, so it's fine. But we're still at 3,820 average damage, which is very nice, especially for the NA server. It's by far the highest in the last 30 days, so it's really not that big of a deal. Let's see, is anybody going to poke there? We have the enemy Sheridan. And we get 278. Not bad. Okay. Let's see. We have nobody spotting the other flank. Okay. Aha, there it is. There it is. Cool. They have a 4005 in the open. Sheridan misses. Oh, here we go. Here we go. Good job, buddy. Good job. You're really skilled. Report 4005. Okay. I don't want to get mad, but it is kind of annoying that they just have tanks on C bleeding me for no punishment because all of our heavies decided to go this way. Alright, we have the Concept in mid. I should be unspotted at this point. Okay. Let's see. Is there anything I can find? Concept is getting bled a bit. Let's see, I'm going to try and spot the hill. There you go. Nice shell into the enemy. A mill 1. We are spotted, so I'm going to push into cover here. We have the M103 in front of me. Ooh, okay. Why? Why is it like no matter where I go, it just seems like the enemy team's always there? Like, it's not me, right, guys? Like, literally any time I go somewhere, there's like something sniffing my freaking butt cheeks. I go one way, there's a 2 and 5. Yeah, I go the other way, there's an mill. Still spotted. Of course I am. Move! Move! Oh my god. Okay, fine. Yes, I'm going this way. That's where I'm going. I don't have a choice. You guys are going to get in my way and make sure that I can't do anything. Alright, let's aim in on the M103's rear. There's 330. And we'll reload again. There's another 297. Leopard gets the clearing shot. Puts us up to 2,500 damage, which isn't that bad. I'm going to ignore those players and go for the mill. There's 335, and there's another 304. It's pretty good. Then we have the 2 and 5B over here, who just killed my teammate, which means we are able to drive over and take that 2 and 5B out very briefly. And that leaves us with the enemy 121B. However, are we going to be able to get any damage in the 121B? That's the question, and no. They were in the open, so we weren't able to. Alright, we got 1,500 assistance. We got a kill, and we did over 3,300 damage. So our marks should go up. It went up a little bit, 0.32. We are now at 94.5. Right now, we are getting the stagnation games. The games are ending very quickly. We're not really able to get a crazy amount of damage. And, like, still, 3,813. We're pretty good. Our win rate's still very good. If we can get one game that's like 4K and a couple kills, maybe a base cap, we're done. That's it. We're at 94.5. We are right there. But we just need a little push. Wargaming, I need a game where I can just do my job. I find it crazy how we have not gotten Canal once. We're in a medium. One of the best maps for the game, driving a 140, would be Canal, because you can see and spot and farm. But Wargaming has literally not given me Canal, even though it is one of the most important maps in the game. I don't know. It's so weird. Whenever I drive a Super Heavy, I was platooning with my friend earlier today, and I was in the VK100. And I was playing like something else before that. I think I was in the Carnarvon Action 10. I was like, I want to play a different tank, so I swapped to the VK100. The moment I swapped to the VK100, it put me on Canal, and then the next game it put me on Castilla. Like, are we real? There's like 30 games in the map, or like 30 maps in the game. And Wargaming's like, nah, we're just going to give you the same 5 maps over and over. Like, can I get some new maps, please? Can I get some new maps? Well, hopefully this is the last game we have to play. Oh, E50M, Caro, and a Lion? Oh, great. Oh, boy. I hate this map. I do. I hate Port Bay so much. We got the bad spawn as well. Okay. Doe. No. Let's see what we can do. Hopefully, we can get some early game bleeds, and our team will support, and we'll get a win. But there's only one way to find out. We're going to start by pushing over here. There's the enemy Caro. Boom. Nice. 294. That's pretty good. Is the Caro going to poke again? No. We got the 50. They don't get the penning shot, so that's pretty good. We got the Lion. Nice. We've already dealt 900 damage. Like, that's pretty solid, I gotta say. We're just going to keep chilling here for now. See if their team makes any more aggressions. If they back off, I can bounce them in the side. Correct. Indeed. My gun's not really working right now. Come on. Come on, Caro, back off. No? Okay. Just rush, guys. Yeah, except you have a 183 behind you. I'm no fool. Come on, climb up. There you go. Yeah, they all went town, my frickin' butt cheeks, dude. Yeah, rush. They all went town. Yay. My least favorite thing about Caro players is even if they're low on health, they know they can still get away with basically whatever they want because they have an autoloader. That's the thing that's very, very hard to deal with, you know, in fighting Caros, is that, as I mentioned, they can kind of get away with whatever they want, you know? Even if you are substantially healthier, just because of the fact they have that really dangerous clip, they can still get away with so many aggressive plays. So we get one shell into the 183, and boom. 183's gone. We're over 3K, and they still have a Rhino, and a BZ-75, and a Lion. So we've been doing pretty good this game, even though I got a little trolled. I would say, for the most part, this has been a solid battle. And if we can get the clear into the lion, just like that, it'll give us a decent amount of XP, because we'll be at 2 kills now. There's 1 shell into the enemy BZ. Chill back here. Let's aim it on the BZ again. There's another shot. He misses. And I'm going to aim in on the Rhino so I can get the kill on him. And then, let's aim it on the BZ, and let's get the kill on him. That's it, we're done. 4 kills, 4,100 damage, and we assisted 1,200. That is the game that we needed for the Object 140 to get our 3 mark. So, just like that, voila. Up 1%, that puts us up to 95.52, and the 3 mark is done. This is going to be the longest video I have ever recorded by a long amount on the channel. And, you know, I have to say, my temper obviously has slowly faded throughout the session. I'm very sleep deprived, you can probably hear it in my voice, so at this point, I've definitely been making more misplays. We started off with like 4,200 average damage, and then, because I had a couple bad games, the average damage dropped a bit. But overall, we still ended up averaging over 3,800 with a 78% win rate solo, and it took me 46 games in total to 3 mark the tank. I think that's pretty solid. The 140 was genuinely a blast. The gun on this tank is amazing. I did not realize the 140 was as good as it is. I always considered it to be kind of an average tank. In my tier list, I don't know where I put it, but I definitely didn't put it anywhere crazy high. But I have to say that I am shocked with just how good the Object 140 is. It is a tank that I haven't really played that much, as we can see. I only have 270 games in it, which isn't that many when you look at like some of the other tanks I've played. So I genuinely had such a fun time playing in this. My average damage was very good. As I said, it's like by far the highest in the North America server now. So if we go to 30 days on the NA server, oh, well, the website's broken. There we go. Object 140, 30 days on NA. The highest average damage is 3,270. So we are literally 600 damage higher than the next highest on NA. If we do all servers, the highest is 3,974. But look at how much higher our win rate is. They're 66% win rate. We are sitting at over 80 or 78%. So we are substantially higher on win rate. And the next highest is 3,700. So basically, we are the second highest average damage and the highest win rate combined. So I can't complain. We did really good in the 140. It really felt fun, and if we didn't have some of those misplays, this would have been a really, really easy 3 mark session, especially from that ammo rack. So yeah, let me know in the comments what you guys think. Do not expect me to do videos like this in the future. Please consider smashing that subscribe button. I'll see you in the next one. Bye-bye.